Okay, hello everybody. Happy Super Tuesday, they call it for basketball. And Taco Tuesday, call it in Michigan. And today was the Nation Day today. So I got it all set up for 8 o'clock already for the second show tonight. We'll see how many we'll get in today here in chat while people are at work.
22 joint part.
Hey, Maria's first today. Yep, guys, I was checking for her, but today's Tuesday, so we might. I don't know if we'll get it tonight or not because of the State of Union tonight. Oh, I got some more video clips on the cemetery clips. Just now came out. I got 2 minute clips on cemetery people. Oh, wow, they're coming out now. Got 3 of them. And I was just telling everybody I got 3 clips all of a sudden from the people on the cemetery that say they're dead and they're alive. I got 3 1 minute clips. We'll play at the beginning. I got it set for 8 o'clock for tonight, everybody. Papa 2. Okay. Oh, wow, another one. Yeah, a lot of short clips for the first half hour. Oh, yep, everybody's getting a lot of snow. JJ, I think I got 5 clips. Okay. Hey, Jordan. How are the roads going out there? You staying safe out there? I'll be on tonight for the State of the Union. Got some more air coming in, so Chico's relaxed. Well, now he's getting down. He was up there for a bit. You cold already? Oh, we don't have Lucy in yet. Carol and KK. Sounds good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started, everybody. And the first thing I got, the first 4 is the cemetery people that are think that they're dead, but they're alive. Yeah, Carol, sounds good. Oh, yep, hopefully Kay will be in. So we'll go ahead and get started. Voice come through my speakers. What do you know? Forrest Gump. Can't remember who that was. Yeah, we made it. Okay, that's the first one. Gilligan Island. The skipper. What's his name? Kurt Russell. Yep. Yep. Yep, I remember her. Don't know who that is. Is that yeah, him. Oh, Ginger. And Mary Ann. Okay. Got the third one coming up. Oh, darn it. Now what? Oh, that was the same one. Okay, sorry about that one, guys. I got one more, I think. I don't know if you guys saw this one or not. Okay. Maxine.
Yield to you on this subject, period.
Well,
It's offensive if you
thank you for
can't
being
tell.
a gentleman. Thank you for being a
Silence, the
gentleman.
time is mine.
Thank you for
Time
being a
belongs to
gentleman.
the general order. Ladies and gentlemen, the time belongs to the gentleman from Ohio.
To tell the American people and us in this room that ICE is a terrorist organization and therefore TRIA should cover the losses, Are you freaking kidding me?
President Trump is having thousands of ICE agents descend on our cities, using brutal force to hunt, harass, and harm those in our communities. Whether intended or not, U.S. citizens and their businesses and property, shop holders and small business owners who are American citizens are caught in the middle of the reckless and inappropriate responses of ill-trained.
During a Financial Services Committee debate on terrorism risk insurance, Representative Waters pivoted away from the bill itself and launched into a sweeping condemnation of U.S. immigration and customs enforcement. She alleged that ICE agents were unlawfully detaining U.S. citizens, destroying property, traumatizing families, and operating as masked forces in American cities. She warned Republicans that continued enforcement could spark what she described as a civil conflict between federal agents and communities. Waters went further, arguing that ICE should be designated a terrorist organization so that insurance programs could be used to cover alleged damages. That claim marked the turning point. Representative Davidson immediately challenged the premise, calling the argument built on red herrings and falsehoods. He redirected the focus to cause and consequence, stating that the current enforcement actions stem from years of ignored immigration law and sanctuary policies that obstructed federal authority. Davidson placed responsibility not on ICE, but on prior officials who failed to secure the border and local governments that, in his words, acted as accomplices by refusing to cooperate with enforcement. He rejected the idea that enforcing existing law constitutes terrorism and dismissed the amendment as political theater unrelated to the committee's jurisdiction. Then came the contrast. While Davidson expressed support for improving the terrorism insurance program itself, he made clear that defunding or criminalizing ICE had nothing to do with that mission. He compared the proposal to efforts to defund police departments, citing Minneapolis as an example of the consequences of that approach. His conclusion was blunt. If members want to debate immigration enforcement, they should do it in the proper committee, not hijack unrelated legislation for ideological messaging. He yielded back. This exchange wasn't just about tone. It was about framing.
Your fake agenda to destroy our...
Okay, Maxine Waters.
From 3 up to 6 in one day. What do you think's going on? Even Fox News shared.
Can't play that
a
one.
Post of Grey's Anatomy boy with like different pictures, and not one of those pictures did he look like the other picture. That's exactly why Fox News shared it like that, showing you all these different pictures, and this guy doesn't look the same in each picture. Okay? And then we had Prince Andrew, and then we had the CEO of Johns Hopkins step down. Good. Time for people to learn what a joke that is. Then we had, Savannah Guthrie's not coming back. Wow.
That was an interesting video. Okay, the next two, I wasn't sure if I played them already.
It was also the year that everything changed. We've been told that 1776 was the birth of freedom, but in reality, it was the death of a civilization. The year the world was hijacked, the rise of the hidden hand. In 1776, the Illuminati were founded in Bavaria. The Rothschild banking empire began its global expansion. The American Revolution broke out. Tartaria began to disappear from maps, all in the same year. Coincidence? Tartaria was not a myth. It was a vast ancient civilization with advanced free energy technology grand architecture using sacred geometry, a harmonious way of living in accordance
Yes,
with natural law, knowledge of the ether. They erased it all from the history books. They literally buried Tartaria with mud floods, natural disasters, and a new history. Then came the World's Fairs, showcasing enormous temporary buildings they claim were built in just 2 years. Once the old world was buried, they created the new one. Central banks, debt slavery, maritime law, artificial scarcity, indoctrination through education, all of it funded by the same families. The Rothschilds didn't just finance empires. They financed recess and erased anything that didn't serve the control system. Tartaria was too free, too advanced, too powerful. So they inverted everything. Free energy became fossil fuels. Truth became conspiracy. Spirit became religion. Nature became a resource. Freedom became an illusion. 1776 wasn't a beginning. It was a cover-up. We are the generation rediscovering what they tried to erase. Tartaria was real, and the ether is real, and the truth is no longer hidden.
Okay, I got one more cemetery one. This one is a important one. Well, they all are. You guys remember those two? Okay, we're caught up for now on them. The next one is Mel Gibson, you guys. I wasn't sure if you guys remember this one. Might be old, but some people might have not seen it. It's 4 minutes.
It's an odd place. And you imagine all these horror stories there that you think, boy, it seems as if I'm being sacrificed over here. No, that couldn't be true. And then you realize that it is true. And you have to, I just left for a while and took a couple of years off, bought a place down in Australia and started digging holes and putting up fences and birthing cattle and all this kind of stuff. And it was fun, you know, it was fun. It was great. And it was a good breather, you know?
Yeah. And then, of course, the comeback, what a comeback, Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, was it?
It was all right.
I'm not going to lie. My jaw was on the floor when I was watching this Mel Gibson interview from 1998.
Wait a second here. Hold on.
I'd had a gut full of the whole industry. I mean, it's a very strange place, Hollywood. It's an odd place. And you imagine all these horror stories there that you think, boy, it seems as if I'm being sacrificed over here. No, that couldn't be true.
Hey, it's 4 minutes.
And then you realize that it is true. And you have to, I just left for a while and took a couple of years off, bought a place down in Australia and started digging holes and putting up fences and birthing cattle and all this kind of stuff. And it was fun, you know, it was fun. It was great. And it was a good breather, you know?
Yeah. And then, of course, the comeback. What a comeback! Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, was it?
Yeah, it was all right.
I'm not going to lie, my jaw was on the floor when I was watching this Mel Gibson interview from 1998. Not only did he predict what would happen to him in about 8 years, but he starts exposing what is actually happening in Hollywood. Not only that, but he's talking about exposing things on a much higher level and how you need to be patient. You have to be patient to do it. And it's almost as if he was already planning on doing something like The Sound of Freedom way back in 1998. And they ruined him for this shit. I promise you, what you're about to hear is going to have you floored. Absolutely floored. Check this shit out.
First time I really came over here, I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on, because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
I don't think I remember playing that.
And nobody was really bothering to explain it to me.
They don't.
And I formed a bunch of opinions about the town and about the people in it that were like, surely that couldn't be. The whole place can't be like, weird town, where the stranger wanders in and all the people are in the bar and they all shut up when he looks at them. And they tell you don't go into the house on the hill. And it's like that. And then you go away and you think, no, I was wrong. I mean, that's insane thinking. I'm paranoid. I imagined that stuff. That couldn't be the reason for why so-and-so was acting like, could it? And then you find out later on the track that you are exactly on track with a lot of this stuff, that some of your worst nightmares were real at the time. And you think, a place like this can humiliate you. And it can humiliate you, it can be humbling. I mean, it does rip your life to pieces if you'll let it.
Yeah.
And it's always pounding at the walls. These little guys, these little heathens with no soul downstairs with horns on their head. You can't get mad. You can't let it get you, because you have to make a deal with everyone else, and it's almost unspoken that you are going to be fucked over at some point by people who you may have done something nice for. And it may happen that by circumstance, or even very purposefully, and I've often felt it. I've sat there and I have felt the knife slip firmly in between my shoulder blades and tried to have it shoved through the other side through my heart. No, he came to see me on a rooftop in New York. I said, hey, can I talk to you? And he said, sure. He floated in, sideways, through a crowd of people. He was wearing black. And it was like one of those old vampire movies where they don't walk, but they glide. The air had turned cold. And then he left, and I wanted to leave. And because I knew that I didn't want to work with him.
Yeah.
And he was getting scary.
Yeah.
And then I turned around, and it was on top of the Peninsula Hotel. I turned around to avoid his steady gaze at one point.
Yeah.
And I was looking at a building with the top of the sixes on it. So there was a huge illuminated 666 in red.
Yeah.
And I went from that to that to that, and he started smiling. And I thought, oh no, Chris Walken is the Antichrist, I'll think, Walken, and you'll resent it for a little while, then you have to let it go. Otherwise, you'll eat yourself alive. And I think it takes that kind of cockroach resilience to survive in this town.
Okay, I'm not sure if I played that one yet. Mel Gibson talking about Hollywood. I got interview on Fox with Lara Trump.
Hey, what is your reaction? This is the third time in 2 years that someone has tried to take his life possibly. What's your reaction? What's the family's reaction?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to commend the United States Secret Service and the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. They did an incredible job. Obviously, there were no innocent people who were harmed in this. But you're right, Ainsley. I would like to say I'm surprised by this, but sadly, I'm not, because this is the third time in 2 years someone has tried to murder my father-in-law, our president of the United States. And, you would think that something like this would encourage everyone, Republicans, independents, and yes, even Democrats, to stand up and say, you know what? We can't operate like this. This stuff isn't okay. It's been deafeningly silent from one side of the political aisle. And I will say I've heard a lot of Republicans come and speak out against this in the past 24 hours. Not a lot of folks from the left, and that is noted by almost everyone in this country. But look, it took my father-in-law actually being shot in Butler, Pennsylvania, for Biden to come out at the time and say, maybe the rhetoric is a little too hot. Maybe we've gone a little overboard here. It may have been too late, though, because 2 months later, we know that the guy at the golf course tried to take his life there. We all watched as our friend Charlie Kirk was murdered in cold blood, a God-fearing father and husband who dared to engage with the other side of the aisle. That was, I guess, his crime. And, you have to ask yourself, whenever you just casually throw around terms like Nazi, like fascist, like Hitler and racist, what do you think the consequences of that ultimately will be? We are better than this as a country. And I'll tell you, as a family member, I keep wondering, how many chances does one man get? He's not going to be lucky enough at some point. Thank God he wasn't at Mar-a-Lago and the First Lady wasn't there this weekend. But you don't get lucky every single time, guys.
Laura, do you think, I mean, your husband has been public about this, and Eric is the calm son. And he's like, are we going to get information? So are we going to get information about this one as well? Because it seems like every single time this happened, there's a vacuum and we don't figure out bodies are being burned before we get the full investigation. And we don't understand what the motivations are, who inspired them, the online traffic, text messages, and all of that.
Yeah, well, Lawrence, hopefully this time is different because we know who this FBI director is, we know this attorney general, and we know this president is in charge right now. So I will tell you, I know all three of those individuals are going to work very hard to get to the bottom of this. I found it rather disgusting online that there are people who were saying, well, this wasn't an assassination attempt because the president wasn't even there. You don't show up to someone's home with a shotgun and a can of gasoline with good intentions. It's very obvious what this was all about. This was a person who wanted to, at the very least, cause violence and hurt people. And it happened at the very public home of the president of the United States. This is one of the most fortified properties, I would say, in the entire country. And so to breach, the security measures there and go in like this, you can only assume one thing. But yes, Lawrence, I think it's very important that we get to the bottom of what all of this is. And I appreciate what Dan Bongino had to say there. Whether or not this was an individual working alone or with more people, we've never gotten answers on a lot of that in the past. I sure hope we get them here.
Lara, lastly, I'm concerned about you and your family and your extended family. They're very public. We see all the time. And these people, these deranged lunatics, and it looks like this guy is one of them, as well as the last one that was around your golf course that's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. Do you worry about that? And do you feel as the Secret Service is watching you and your family?
Yeah, well, listen, we're very lucky, Brian. We do have Secret Service protection for ourselves, for our children, and we feel very safe with them. But, all it takes is one person to have bad intentions, and bad things can happen. And maybe it's not just to us. Maybe it's the people who are around us. The bottom line here is we're better than this as a country. We all saw and celebrated that great hockey win yesterday. I know you guys have been talking about that. That's the kind of country America is. Go back to 1980, whenever that was the spirit of the country came together to support that hockey team. We should all take what we saw yesterday, that big hockey win, and say, you know what? We're more alike than we are different. We're the greatest country on earth. We can all celebrate that. We have a president in the White House right now who's working overtime to deliver for the people of this country. He has put his entire life aside to do it. And now he's put his life on the line multiple times. I'm not personally worried about myself. Again, we are very protected, but I am worried about the future of this country. We fought in 2024 to put this president in office so that my kids and your kids and everybody's children in America got to grow up in the same great country that we did. This kind of stuff really makes me question what is going on out there and what kind of country are we ultimately going to be turning over to our children.
Well said, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Okay, that was Lara Trump there. And now we got She was saying about Dan Bon Jovi there. I got a 6-minute clip. Bongino.
To have you on tonight. I was powerful today at the White House. I mean, Joe Biden never had any event like this. These people were forgotten. Speak to the moment of President Trump with these families who have been heartbroken by open borders.
There's nothing I can say that's going to, take back the violence or bring back Laken Riley or others. There's nothing anyone's going to say. But the hard reality of the situation is liberals and their sycophantic media allies can BS people all they want and say, well, most of the people who come to this country illegally don't go on to commit additional crimes. However, Lara, those people should not have been here to commit this crime at all. Yes, of course, American citizens commit crime too. That's why we have police departments. We do that. But that's also why we have borders. It's not a stop sign, the border. It's not a suggestion. It's the law. You have to enter legally through a port of entry. This is not, hello, Captain Obvious, so we know who comes in the country. You want Al-Qaeda terrorists, CJNG cartel members, hustling criminals across the border to sling their fentanyl, drugs, counterfeit money, potential, weapons across the border, significant weapons trafficking? Of course you don't. That's why we have border control laws, so we can see who's in here. And let me just add this, Laura. Thanks to President Trump, you are now, and this is a fact, the liberal media people can stick, you get the rest. You can just, all your crap about this is not going to make this go away. You are now living in the safest America you've ever lived in. The murder rate, everything from property crimes. It's a fact. That is a fact. It's not a matter of your stupid opinion on the other side. You can have an opinion about it, but you're just wrong. And one of the reasons, and I'll leave this point here, is because President Trump saw low-hanging fruit in getting rid of illegals and used Title VIII to get them the hell out of the country instead of engaging in 6-month proffer sessions to try to get a bunch of useless information. He said, get the hell out. We're not wasting any more United States attorney time on this. Just get out. And that's why you've seen the crime rate plunge. It's not a mystery.
Yeah, vote for Democrats. You're voting for the cartels. I'm sorry, but that's just it's as simple as that. Dan, I want to go to what happened over the weekend in Mexico, because I know you are not surprised to learn that this vicious cartel had rocket launchers, dozens and dozens of armored vehicles, heavy weaponry. What else might they have, and how important is it that our intel was involved in taking out El Mencho?
Yeah, I addressed this on the show earlier today. This is really important people understand this. Listen, cartels have always engaged in brutal extreme violence. We get that. That's not new. However, what is new with CJNG, Sinaloa, and others is the technology and the comms equipment, without giving away too many details. I lived this was my entire life over the last year, are totally different, Laura. They're not just force multipliers. I mean, you go from the ability to kill hundreds to the ability to kill thousands and dominate entire neighborhoods, which is simple surveillance equipment and comms that are not easy to get into. So this world is totally changed. And now you have a change in the administration south of the border from AMLO, who was into this, let's give them all hugs crap, to Scheinbaum, who's been better on the issue. There's still room for improvement. And now you see an operation like this where El Mencho gets taken out. I mean, this is a totally different world. The president's not kidding around with this Don Roe doctrine. I know people are like, oh, Don Roe, Monroe doctrine. He's not, this is not a joke to him. He is not going to let in this complicated new world of threats, grid systems, EMP attacks, weapons, drones, fusion technology. He is not going to let people set up shop in Central, South America, Cuba, and elsewhere. He's not, I don't know why people think he's kidding. He has shown no evidence that he's going to back down at all. And now you see it with El Mencho, thanks to some of our support, 6 feet deep. And, listen, sorry, man, but he found out.
No, Dan, and the left is so pathetic in so many ways. Team USA wins, huge celebration. We already talked about it with Boomer Esiason. I'm still like crying in tears of joy for beating the Canadians. Incredible. Yeah. And now the only thing they can say is, oh, Kash Patel was celebrating with the athletes. How dare he celebrate with the athletes? I want you to tee off on that.
Yeah, well, listen, Cash loves the USA, loves hockey, and I guess he loves beer. I don't know. I thought he was a bourbon guy. But if this is what you're going to melt down about, Laura, listen, I probably did about 10 or 15 meetings about Olympics planning. The left doesn't know this, but the Summer Olympics are coming up in this place called Los Angeles. It's in the United States. You may have heard of it. So the FBI has a significant footprint in the security planning. So for him to go over there and take a look at what's going on in Milan, what they're doing about drones, UAPs, and other things. I've only had about 15 meetings on this myself. And then he goes to a game at the end, and they invite him in a locker room, and he pops a brewski. You know, keep crying, man. Whatever. Tell your story walking. Doesn't bother me. I don't give a damn. I let him have a good time with the team.
All right, Dan, great to see you. Come.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to.
Okay, that damn interview there. I got another one with Trisha. Eight minutes.
You now have the leaders there now saying that they want reparations from ICE. So Jacob Fry and Tim Walz believe that they should be paid money. They say that the federal government must pay for what they broke. Now, all of a sudden, they care about money. Apparently, they didn't care about it with the fraud.
Yep.
What is your response to that?
Well, my response is on behalf of the American people, would like reparations from them for allowing Somali fraudsters to steal billions of dollars from the American taxpayer that live in Minnesota. They've done nothing to cut down on that fraud. I think it's absurd for people to say, we want reparations. Reparations for what? Because we enforced the law that the American people elected us to do, because we took people who were setting up fraudulent daycare centers and tried to get them out of this country, because we took criminals out of neighborhoods and either put them in prison or send them far away from the United States of America. We're doing the job the American people elected us to do. No one is talking about anything other than enforce the law against criminal illegal aliens in the United States of America. It's really not that hard. And it's a huge indictment of Jacob Fry and frankly, the entire far left, that they made that their cause of the day, letting violence offenders stay on the streets of America. The president's just not going to go for that.
No, he's not. John, I appreciate your generosity. He's trying to encourage everybody else to tip. Listen, I love that so many of you are members here on the channel, and I appreciate that from all of you. And you know what? I got to tell you, I do this because I love it. I do. I mean, granted, I'm fortunate that, yes, I can make a living at this, but I am very committed to the success of our nation. And frankly, I consider our nation to be in a very, very fragile spot right now. And this entire scandal has exposed so much of it. Okay. So this is a labor of love. And yes, I am fortunate that one can have a career. Isn't it nice not having to be at network television anymore? I say that to myself all the time. I'm like, gosh, you just got to pinch me. Anyway, these Somalian people, a lot of the women are out there demanding these reparations. If you can understand her, I mean, this one's not easy, but take a listen in. And she's saying that, hey, we should be paid because of what we've been through with ICE.
We have suffering sons starting for ICE. We wanna, whoever bring over here, we wanna they pay. Only that's what I'm saying. And I'm asking our government and our state. We are taxpayer. We need pay back whatever they committed ICE. Thank you, sir.
We need payback. We need payback, because ICE was so awful. And then she gets a big round of applause. Here's another one, it's just about 4 seconds here, saying that they need reparations themselves. Watch.
We also demand an immediate help to evictions so families are not pushed to homelessness during the crisis. Our community deserves accountability. Our community deserves safety. We need also justice for those who lost their lives defending the community.
Oh my goodness. I mean, my goodness. I'll tell you, who has this spot on and is asking the right questions? And, you think about, hey, we'll go through the words of JFK. I think not what the country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. But also think about the influx of people that we've had coming in recent years, where instead of being the melting pot, right, we've turned into the total salad, and not even a salad at that, because everything's compartmentalized. It's the old TV dinners. Remember, as a kid, we'd occasionally get, it was a real treat, a TV dinner, and everything was like separated. And that's what they have done. They have stayed within their own communities, and within those communities actually taken advantage of the rest of the country. And this is not okay. I want to go to Senator Tuberville, who's making this point that it's got to stop.
Yeah, first of all, why would President Obama be allowed to bring in 80,000 people from Somalia and put them in one area in Minnesota, which is Minneapolis? And it was all done by plan. It's a third world country, not assimilate, to build their own neighborhoods, to overtake the local, state, and then federal government with Ilhan Omar. She's not even a citizen, but she's in Congress. I can't figure out how we've allowed this to happen. People that are non-U.S. citizens to be in Congress, to be help making laws and voting on things. But
yeah, I mean, so he's making this suggestion, as you can see here on the screen, that maybe this was Obama's fault. He was very deliberately importing people from this part of the country in order to help take over the local government. I will say this. I think that there was at some point a political card that was being played and continues to be played, right? What do you think the whole importation and no borders was, with 11 million people at least coming in under Joe Biden? There was a method to that madness. But as Tommy's pointing out, Senator Tuberville's pointing out, and also Brendan Gill, I want to go to him. He just joined the Sharia-free caucus there in Congress, which has picked up a lot of steam. You got to be thoughtful about who you're bringing into the country, because we don't want to turn into Europe. Did you see the video the other day in Times Square in New York, somewhere where it was, where everybody was praying and they had this like mass prayer, and everybody's like, wait a second, like we feel like we're being taken over and our culture is being suppressed, all in the name of trying to make everybody else seem so happy. Like, what is that about? Oh, we got a great culture. Hey, just ask Team USA that won hockey gold, right? They're going to the State of the Union tomorrow night. We're going to get to that story, but first, here's Brandon.
Where did this come from? Islam is largely alien to American history. It certainly didn't come into the United States on the Mayflower. It's something that we deliberately imported as a matter of immigration policy into our country. And it's going to destroy us just like it's destroying Europe right now. It's our job to stand up to that, to stand up for our values and to prohibit alien cultures and alien ideologies that do not comport with our own government governing framework. And that's why I'm proud to be part of the Sharia Free America Caucus.
Wow. Right. He's, by the way, just a really smart and great guy. Son-in-law of Dinesh D'Souza, my friend Dinesh. He's married to a wonderful woman, Dinesh's daughter, Danielle. Anyway, Brendan Gill and others really taking this on and saying, look, we gotta get hold of this before it takes a hold of us, or just robs us blind. I mean, giving new meaning to the Somalian pirate thing, right? Woo. Okay. Speaking of which, if you want to make money the old-fashioned way, I want you to. I want you to make money the old-fashioned, the honest way, okay? Make good investments, sound investments over time. We're going to talk about what's happening with Iran. It caused the market to be a little bit nervous today. You saw people pulling back from tech. You saw people pulling back from everything, basically, except for gold. We have done extremely well over at 76 Research. I'm very proud of our portfolios. We have 3 of them I encourage you to look at. In fact, one of you guys in the chat the other day was talking about the basic income builder, which has just been soaring. Of course, there's a lot of gold in that, as well as other commodities. I really do encourage you to take a look at that. You can use my code word dollar, DOLLAR, and get the 76 report for $1 a month, or for the first 2 months, and it goes to $9.95 thereafter. I do encourage you to look at the portfolios at 76 Research, which just have a lot of really good ideas for you to be investing in for the long haul, because I still am a big believer in all of this, even despite what we saw with the Supreme Court and tariffs on Friday, which we will get to. I still feel very strongly that this economy is heading in the right direction. Heck, the president says we're going to see 100,000 on the Dow. Wouldn't he love it? We already topped 50, right?
Okay, the latest on Trisha there. We got one of our favorite ladies on TikTok, the first one today, and then one short one on DJ, and then we'll do Billy Bean 34 minutes.
On at Mar-a-Lago. This is the second time that someone has got onto your property, and something has got to be done. Fire them all, get rid of them, hire new people. I don't know what you got to do, but you need the same kind of security there that you have at the White House. This is nothing but sloppiness. You are the most hated man by the left ever. You have more threats than any other president in the world. Why is the security lacking at your home? That needs to be addressed. Second thing I want to talk to you guys about, Nancy Guthrie. Let's talk real quick. I know y'all sick of it. Okay. If this was a home invasion gone bad or whatever, are you telling me the people came in there and didn't take not one thing? Why haven't they said, hey, in case you see this vase, in case you see this expensive candle holder, let us know because this was taken. None of that's been said. In fact, not much of anything has been said. I will say this, and I'll say it again, and got a lot of backlash on this right here. I'm not worth $40 million. I ain't worth $40. But if it was my mama, okay, I'll take that back. If it was my mama, I wouldn't be offering a reward. If you know my backstory, you will know why. But anyway, Savannah Guthrie is worth $40 million. She didn't put up not 1 cent for reward at the beginning. Somebody else, the Crime Stopper people or whatever, put up $2,500. $2,500 for a missing mama for a lady that is famous. Then somebody upped it to $5,000. Then it went to $50,000, and then the FBI got in. It went to $100,000. You're worth $40 million, and that's all you're offering for your mom. So now that it's been 4 weeks, and we kind of all know that this is not going to end well if it ever ends. If Nancy Guthrie is not sitting on a beach somewhere enjoying her margarita, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Something is so ridiculously off with this story. Now, y'all gonna offer $1 million when we all know she's never coming back. So you ain't got to pay that $1 million, right? So I had somebody say, you don't know she's worth $40 million. That could be wrong. Well, she's worth more than you. Would you offer $2,500 for your mama? So that's what the deal is right now. The State of the Union is tonight. I know that some of the Democrats are protesting it. Good. Stay away. We don't need you anyway. Guys, if you do pray, please say prayers for President Trump every single day of your life. This man, they are trying nonstop to take him out, and I am so fucking sick of it. I am so fucking sick of y'all not leaving this man alone. Leave him alone and let him do his job. No tax on tips. No tax on Social Security. No tax on overtime. On and on and on. But he hasn't done anything for the country, has he? Y'all are all a bunch of motherfuckers. Good afternoon, everybody here.
Okay, that's the first one. We'll get hopefully another one later. Derek, one now. This one. Oh.
What's up, Facebook? What's up, everybody? Instagram, live everywhere. So, got some fun stuff planned for today. But first and foremost, Derek Johnson here, Rattle Trap 1776. Make sure you're following the correct pages. There are a ton of fake pages out there, a ton of people harassing people, fraud, scams, etc. It's not me. The best thing you can do is go to my link tree, linktr.ee/1776nation, and then find one of my blue check pages, which would be Facebook, Derek Johnson Country, Instagram, Derek Johnson Country, X, old school Twitter, which is Rattle Trap 1776, or True Social, which has a red check, not a blue, at Derek Johnson. either one of those pages that have a blue or red check, I will confirm and validate my link tree on there. So make sure you're following the correct pages. If it's not on that link tree, then it's probably not my page, obviously. I do have some backup pages just in case there was ever another shenanigan roll like Facebook got on there for a while. But until I need those backup pages, they're not in use. So my official and only pages will be on that link tree. All right, so I still see a lot of confusion out there, and I think it's just because so many people are, you just so innocently, you're caught in a web, right? You want to believe in good, you want to believe in wholesome, you want to believe in there's something happening, you want to believe, you want to, but you're just still stuck in the past. All right. The whole purpose of 45-47, the whole purpose in that was to get rid of the drama, to get rid of the propaganda, to get rid of the moving mouths that don't have a clue what's going on both sides of the house. Now, I'm going to tell you what, Republicans out there, Republicans are making more of a case that they don't know what's going on like the liberals are. You know, there's only one good thing about a liberal. The one good thing about a liberal is that they're all cohesive with what they hate. They dumb as bricks, all right? The day a liberal becomes smart, you'll see a penguin take flight, all right? But other than that, they at least stick together and hate everything equally. Republicans, dear God, have mercy. Y'all are arguing about everything and anything. I mean, you just want to argue. I don't get it. I mean, I guess you just love fighting or arguing. I don't know what it is. It blows my mind that so many Republicans, you just want to fight, pick a fight. You just want drama, propaganda. You want hysteria. You want chaos. You want that. It just seems like, because you don't have to have it. You can escape it real quick. So you could put a little faith in the man you claim that you support. All right. Now, I got a saying and a quote is this. All right. A lot of you are putting faith. You're putting faith in the image of a man. All right. Instead, you should put your faith in God's plan, and then you will be able to trust the man with the plan on earth that was called by God.
Okay, that's the first one. I'm going to play Auntie real quick before we do Billy Bean. Oh, wait. Actually, I got two more short ones I want to get to the before.
I want to show you why I know this. From the Dead Sea Scrolls, we learned about the Essenes. They believed the world was on a 7,000-year time clock, along with many of the early church fathers. Just like the Lord took 7 days to create the world, they believe each day represents 1,000 years, and that every 2,000 years is a different age. The first 2,000 years was the age of creation. The second 2,000 years was the age of Torah. The third 2,000 years is the age of grace, which we are in right now. The last 1,000 years will be the millennial reign, which is the Sabbath day rest. They went by the solar calendar, which only has 364 days per year. And with this calendar, they were able to predict the exact day Jesus was born. They even stated that Abraham was born in the year 1948 AM. And exactly 4,000 years later, in 1948 AD, Israel became a nation. They even prophesied that the Jews would completely abandon God's original calendar for the pagan lunar calendar. And this actually happened at the Babylonian captivity. Now, they used the solar calendar and interpreted Daniel's 70 weeks prophecy to calculate the arrival of the Messiah. And they did this by using jubilees. And they believed in total that there would be 120 jubilees, which is from this verse in Genesis chapter 6, verse 3. And the Lord said, "My spirit shall not always strive with man, for he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. This year, on March the 18th, will mark the last Jubilee. And the Dead Sea Scrolls indicate this is the last generation, which places this prophetic window between 2026 to 2076. According to the Essenes, we are right here on the prophetic timeline, and that means we could leave at any time, especially since there have been 3 blood moons in the last 3 years on Purim. I believe prophecy is about to ramp up at a huge rate. Time is running short. If you do not have a relationship with Jesus Christ, you need to get one now. The Bible says that if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe that he died, was buried, and rose again for the remission of your sins, you will be saved. Don't wait until it's too late. Listen up. Y'all, we are so close.
Okay, I got one more. That was another good one from her.
Can handle, and I'm kind of tired of being this little badass that God apparently thinks that I am. I have contemplated even making this video, and I've probably tried now, I don't know, 28 times. And if I wasn't such a strong believer in the power of prayer, and if I wasn't in such desperate need of your prayers, I really don't know if I would make this video. But I need your help. I do. You see, I have a 7-level posterior anterior fusion in my neck, and recently we discovered that 2 of my screws were broken. So my surgeon wanted to find out if it was an infection causing this. He ordered a PET scan, which is a nuclear medicine study where they inject you with radioactive, and anywhere in your body that has something like cancer, it will white bright flare on the scan. I was only scheduled to have a PET scan on my neck, but the gal came in and said, "Hey, I see that you've had cancer in the past, and the lady after you has canceled. Do you want to just go ahead and do a full body PET scan?" And I said, "Sure, yeah, go ahead." Never in a million years expecting them to find something. But they did. In my radiology report, it stated there was a suspicious flare in my left femur. Now, I have 3 different doctors, my primary, my surgeon for my spine, and my oncologist for my tumor. They all saw the reports, but I couldn't get any of them to write an order for a simple x-ray of my femur. Finally, one of them did, but by that time, it kind of made me feel like it wasn't even all that big of a deal, and I definitely wasn't stressed about it because none of them seemed stressed. But I got my scan today. I've been in medicine for 12 years prior to being a real estate agent. And after I got the x-ray, I asked the gal, "Can I just take a peek?" And she said, "Sure." And the second I saw it, I knew. This is my hip and my femur going down. And right here is where the area begins. This patchy white cluster right here. Here's a close-up of the area in my femur. Yeah. My radiologist team is incredible. They were booked solid into next week. But they got me in tomorrow morning at 7:30 for my MRI. There is a very real chance that what you just saw is what's called a chondrosarcoma, an extremely rare and aggressive cancer. Of course, because apparently that's the only kinds of cancer I end up with. Now, the cancer in my trap has nothing to do with what's going on in my leg, because this aggressive sarcoma does not metastasize, so they know they can completely rule out it is not this type of tumor. But tomorrow we're going to find out if it is a chondrosarcoma or what's called an inchondroma, a benign tumor. The likelihood is more leaning towards a chondrosarcoma because the area was picked up on the PET scan in December. And that's what PET scans do. They pick up on cancer. This isn't fair. I have been through so much. I don't deserve this. Guys, could you please lift me up in prayer? I'm so scared. Prayers have saved me before, and I know they can save me again. Please lift me up.
Moment of silence for our auntie there. Very sad to hear that. Okay, we'll get going on Billy Bean.
(24:26) time in Texas, about 10 a.m. Thanks for like, subscribe, and share. Some of the sources I'll use today: God in the Bible, Patriot subscribers, Stephen Gardner, Rivera Maya News, Hal Turner, Breitbart, 2CTV Plus. Some of the things we'll cover: snow bomb, and the U.S. military rescue American citizens from Mexico. President Trump formed a task force in January that we see paying off today in Mexico against the cartels who are aided and abetted by Iran and the IRGC. Iran has plans to take over America from Mexico, I believe. And it's coming out, as I've put out for years, Iran already has nukes. And what's going on with Russia, Ukraine, and the Epstein tie to China. So let's get started. So from Ryan Hall, y'all, we know we had a snow genesis storm in the East Coast yesterday, primarily New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, plus. And what's going on there? About 1 million people without electricity and the freezing temperatures. And we had in New York City, New Jersey, and Long Island, 2 feet of snow, 3 feet of snow in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. And yesterday we had 600,000 without power. I believe that's gone up slightly. And we have thousands of flights canceled. And this was being described yesterday by the governor of New York as a once in 150-year storm. We do not have any figures yet on the number of dead or injured by the storm. But we do have coming later this week more storms. We have another Arctic front coming down from Canada that will reach down to the U.S. southern coast, Louisiana on. So that's coming later this week, where the temperatures will be below freezing, beginning about today on. And with the wind chill, it will feel like it's in the teens. We also have along the West Coast, atmospheric rivers leading to flooding. So we're being pummeled, and many sources, as I've been putting out, believe this is because the earth has tilted.
When it comes to moving money, why does it feel like a maze? First is Spain.
Approximately 150 miles to the north. So the earth tilted. That means that the U.S. will be in a colder latitude. So that's going on. And we have this from ADAPT 2030. There are also blizzards, and a blizzard is heavy snow with high winds on a global basis, currently occurring in Hungary, Bulgaria. And we have the U.S. West Coast in a virtual whiteout, breaking records for snowfall. Russia is also experiencing whiteouts in some of its areas. So we see if the earth tilted, we would see changes in the jet streams, and we would see changes in weather patterns on a global basis. We have this coming out. So Mexico. So we have from 2C TV, and I will put out President Trump gives his State of the Union message tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock in Texas. I'm really going to make sure I watch that. So we have now coming out from 2C TV and other sources, ties between the Mexican cartels and the Iran IRGC. And the Iran IRGC has infiltrated inside Mexico and inside the U.S. It's widely believed by multiple analysts that there are sleeper cells both in Mexico and in the U.S. President Trump last month in January set up a joint task force to counter the cartels. And already in February, we're seeing results because President Trump is also aware that there are terrorists from Iran in Mexico and in the U.S. who are just waiting for the go signal, and that these terrorists from Iran are working with the cartels. So that's going on. And we have this. Yeah, so Sunday we saw the U.S. Instrumental in the takedown of El Mencho, the leader of the CJNG cartel. We understand also a large cartel group inside Mexico, the Sinaloa, are currently in civil war. And then we saw that hit by the U.S. and Mexico military on the CJNG cartel Sunday. So we have this today, Monday. Cartels are opening fire on civilians because the deadline has run out for the Mexican government and military to surrender to the cartels. We also have information that the Mexican military has regained control of Puerto Vallarta and most of Jalisco. Tuesday, today, the cartels are now attacking in Mexico City, the presidential palace. But we understand Sunday or Monday, President Claudia Sheinbaum left Mexico and is in safekeeping in the oceans on a Mexican Navy ship. We have from P. Gurus that ISIS is in Mexico. Yes, there are many Middle East terrorist groups in Mexico, and I submit they have sleeper cells inside the U.S. right now. So we have multiple sources validating what's widely been known by many sources for years. We have this in Mexico, Pastor Paul Bagley, that we have violence going on in Mexico after the cartel leader El Mencho was killed. We have the cartels executing people by hanging them, civilians. 73 dead so far. This was yesterday. And we have no flights leaving Mexico. And we have Mexico, the cartels are also went to a prison yesterday and let out 23 of their cartel members from a Mexican prison. So that's going on. And we have this. Sunday, after El Mencho was killed, Texas orders the DPS to the Texas border. We do expect spillover into the U.S. Hyperspeed brings out that the U.S. Mexican Navy and the U.S. Navy hit a cartel lab, a $1 billion underground lab.
Folks, I've seen a thing or two, but these prescription prices? Woo!
Operated by Sinaloa, that's been taken out.
22 minutes.
And the U.S. military used F-15s loaded with 24 bombs. And we have this. Yeah, so that Operation Sunday, where El Mencho was taken down, we're now finding out involved intel from the U.S. military, CIA, and DEA, along with the Mexican military. Scheinbaum knew about the operation, but she had been warned by President Trump not to tell anyone in her cabinet. And that's because the Mexican government Secretary of Defense was being paid by the cartel to protect El Mencho. So her cabinet did not know about the hit to come. We had also information that the U.S. Navy went in February 15 to train Mexican special forces who would make the hit. And during this time, they did not allow the Mexican special forces to have cell phones or other communication devices so that secrecy could be maintained. The training was done in Campeche. And we have this. Yeah, secrecy was maintained. From Riviera Maya News, from the Sequel Aggregate site. So the Mexican government in February, at the prompting of President Trump, had to vote to allow in foreign troops. That would be Navy Special Forces, Navy SEAL Team 2, who came in to train the Mexican Special Forces for this hit. 19 U.S. SEALs came in to train the Mexican Special Forces and the Mexican Navy.
Yep.
This happened,
Well,
the training began on February 15 when the Mexican Special Forces were placed in a type of lockdown situation. No cell phones, no communication devices. We have this, that President Trump in January put in place a task force to deal with the cartels. And that prior to the El Mencho hit on Sunday, the Mexican government released to the U.S. 92 cartel leaders for whom the DOJ had arrest warrants. That's because they'd been operating inside the U.S. to bring in drugs and trafficking and so on. And the DOJ engaged in extradition with the government of Mexico. So on Sunday or late Saturday, the U.S. went in, the U.S. military, picked up the 92 cartel leaders and brought them back to the U.S. They will stand trial in the U.S. So that's going on. And we have this, that the CIA, the U.S. military, Pentagon, CIA, and DEA also worked with the Mexican military to provide intel about El Mencho and the location of his romantic partner, who is unnamed so far, with whom he has had a relationship for about 4 years. That's how they were able to locate him. Plus, they had in place, Scheinbaum didn't tell the cabinet, which didn't alert the Secretary of Defense to warn El Mencho. Plus, secrecy was maintained with the Mexican Special Forces who were being trained by the U.S. Special Forces. In January, this is a result of President Trump's task force in January. the joint
halfway,
joint
guys, halfway.
interagency task force to counter cartels. President Trump recently was made aware of the ties with the Iran, IRGC, and ISIS operating inside Mexico and the U.S. via the cartels. And we have this from Breitbart. Scheinbaum 100% was compelled by President Trump to allow the hit. We have from Real Raw News. The U.S. military on Sunday went in to rescue American citizens in Puerto Vallarta at a Marriott and were able to successfully pick up many U.S. citizens. So that went on. And we have this. Yeah, the U.S. military has rescued U.S. citizens. They operated out of a U.S. military base, Fort Bliss, located in Texas. They came in with Black Hawks and Apache gunships. They picked up American citizens in Puerto Vallarta and Guadalajara. So that's going on. We have Iran. So we have the U.S. Military is evacuating a second base in Syria. So I put out in the last 2 weeks or so that the U.S. military had moved U.S. military out of Syria. Syria had 2 U.S. bases. The second U.S. base located in northern Syria was evac within the past 24 hours. We have this going on at the U.S. Embassy in Lebanon, Beirut, Lebanon, that the U.S. is emergency evacuating family members and non-essential embassy employees from the embassy in Lebanon. It's expected that a simultaneous hit, when the U.S. goes in to hit Iran, Israel will go in to hit Lebanon. We have the U.S. military out of northern Syria. That happened yesterday, February 23. Another U.S. military base had been evacuated in Syria 2 weeks ago. We have this.
14 minutes.
Yeah.
14.
Okay. So I've put out for years that I believed Iran had nukes. It wasn't logical to believe that they didn't have nukes. 1989, when the Soviet Union fell, you could buy Soviet Union nukes on the black market. And years ago, Mike from Around the World said Iran had access to deep underground areas that were natural. They weren't man-made, large underground caverns, 1 to 2 miles deep. An ideal place to keep nukes, where nuke sniffers are unlikely to be able to detect them. So now we have coming out from Iran a statement by the chief of the Iranian army that Hamir Hadan, I believe is his name, that if the U.S. hits Iran, Iran will use its nukes. So that's going on. And we have this. Yesterday, February 23, inside Iran, another resistance attack was made on a power station in Iran. There was also televised yesterday a message from Reza Pahlavi, to the people of Iran when U.S. cybersecurity took over control of the cell phones inside Iran.
Spring, the unofficial new year for tool people. New jobs, new projects. Celebrate your...
And the U.S. also gave out a message to the Iranian people via this cyber takeover. And the message, Reza Pavlati, an exiled Iranian who is believed to be the pick by the U.S. government to head up the transition government in Iran once a regime change takes place. Yeah. And so we have that going on. And we have this. Also, information was published by the Israeli news media N12 on an interview or information coming from a member of the Saudi Arabia royal family that indicated Saudi Arabia favors regime change in Iran and that the Ayatollah needs to go. We have this. Yeah. Iran Army Chief Major General Amir Habami says if Iran is hit, Iran will respond. He says Iran will do its first nuke capabilities test. Shut up, Major General. We've been hearing for the past 2 years about incidents of moderate earthquakes inside Iran, like a 4 or 4.5 or so. Widely viewed as indicating that Iran.
So something good just came out, you guys. It's an hour and 12 minutes, but I don't know if you guys want me to play it or not, but I'll play if you guys want me to. Nick Shirley is at the State of the Union and doing interviews. It looks like it might be a good one to play. It's up to you guys. Just let me know.
Was testing something. Missiles are nukes. So that's going on. And we have this. We have from Hal Turner's Intel. So we have today, February 24, we have Raptors F-22s taking off from the UK Lakenheath.
Yeah, Nick Shirley's really good.
When my Bosch fridge keeps my food fresh
I'll
longer
play a
with
couple
VitaFresh,
short ones and,
I feel like dying.
Guys.
Tell me where she is, and I'll let you live.
I can help you get.
Head and located in Suffolk, England,
came out.
heading for the Middle East. This began this morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have this. Yesterday, February 23, we had
He got 28,000 views already, and it's only been an hour.
Plus C-17 cargo planes going from the U.S. to the Middle East. We have also F-16s on Diego Garcia, also moving toward other locations in the Middle East. We have this from Sequel's aggregate site, Just the News. The U.S. State Department is evacuating non-essential people and families from the embassy in Beirut, Lebanon, according to Fox News. We have this from Duran. What's going on with Russia and Ukraine? Ukraine is in a panic. And we have Europe. Okay. So now the not president of Ukraine, Zelensky, has told the European Union he wants to continue war in Ukraine for 3 more years. The idiot apparently believes in 3 years that there would be a new president in the U.S. Apparently he's being told it'll be a commie Dem. Well, I got news for you, Zelensky. The majority of the American people are awake. A commie Dem will not be elected. And we see what's going on in the U.S., where the majority of the American citizens know that the U.S. presidential election of 2020 was a coup. And now American citizens are demanding that our elections be safeguarded. A commie Dem will not help you in 3 years. And besides that, God, the American people, and President Trump are going to end the unnecessary war in Ukraine. So shut up, Zelensky. And we have this. UK, a deep state operated government headed up currently by Keir Starmer, who has demonstrated that he is a traitor to both the U.S. and the UK. The UK wants to push hard to keep that war going in Ukraine because the dirty, filthy politicians line their pockets, and they do not care how many citizens of Ukraine or Russia or other nations are killed. The dirty... All right. And we have this. So last week, the Zelensky, the not president of Ukraine, because his presidential term actually ended, I believe, in May of 2024, 2025. And of course, he said no elections in Ukraine. The not President Zelensky then cut off Russian oil that was flowing through a pipeline in Ukraine to Hungary and Slovakia, which constituted 100% of Slovakian oil and 86% of oil to Hungary. Then we've been seeing Russia blowing up energy infrastructure in Ukraine. So then Slovakia and Hungary have been providing to Ukraine emergency electrical power. So they said to Zelensky, turn that oil back on or we're going to cut power. So, and the deadline was yesterday, Monday. Zelensky, who doesn't care about the people of Ukraine nor Europe, didn't turn it on. So now the emergency electrical power to Ukraine is being cut by Slovakia and Hungary. And also Slovakia and Hungary and the EU are voting against more money and weapons to Ukraine. So that's going on. And now we have this, that
enjoy 24-hour access at most Planet Fitness clubs. $1 down, $15 a month. Deal ends February 27th.
What will I build today? Will it be beautiful, functional, or make a difference?
We have, what is now the tie between Epstein and China? We see Xi on a very hot seat now, surrounded by both pushback by the CCP and the Chinese military. Well, it turns out that Epstein, this would have been, we know Nixon was the one to open trade to China. So sometime after that, Epstein came in Epstein was a deep stater. Many believe put in place by the CIA and Mossad, but he had contacts globally. This was through the deep state. And he coached U.S. banks, JP Morgan, Citibank, and other major banks in the U.S., how to do business with China, the 12 ruling families of China. So then the U.S. banks could operate as laundering the cash that the 12 ruling families of China consistently steal out of China. So that's been going on. And this is coming forth via an outlet, China in Focus, and other Chinese experts, that Xi was put in place by the deep state via the U.S. banks and Epstein, and that Xi could be taken out through the same route. So that's going on. And we have this. We have that. Yeah. All right. So information, we know in the U.S. Congress, the SAVE Act is being put forth that requires an ID to vote, as all other nations in the world do. It's only the commie Dems who don't want that because, hey, why do you think they brought in, during the JB tenure, almost up to 20 million illegals brought in by the commie Dems? Because the American citizens won't vote for Dems. So they brought in the illegals to vote. Therefore, the Dems don't want voter ID. So that's going on. So we have that to tap down foreign interference in U.S. elections. And we have that, yes, and that had been substantiated, this information, which is once again coming out, that in 2020, China sent in hundreds of thousands of fake IDs, driver's license, into the U.S. for the illegals to use so they could vote in the 2020 presidential election. But now, but the question with the DOJ is, who gave China the names to put on the fake driver's license? Expect a lot more government fallout in the U.S. in the upcoming months. Expect President Trump to remain strong to protect America from the deep state, Iran, the Mexican cartels, and other cartels. That's what's going on now, because Iran and the cartels present right now a clear and present danger for the people of America. Isn't it good that we have a president who's strong enough to stand up against the deep state to protect America? So it's good to be in prayer for America, President Trump, the U.S. military, and world peace. I love you, and I'll see you soon.
Okay, our Big Billy Bean video for today. I'm going to do the short clips all the way up to the 2-hour mark. That's 20 minutes of shorts, and then the last hour we'll do that Nick Shirley video. So we'll time that out. She came out last night.
is about to be arrested after the FBI uncovered $1 billion fraud in Tim Walz's office. When the FBI conducted a search and seizure at Walz's office last December on suspicion of corruption, they found Walz's chief of staff in a panic, carrying a briefcase containing nearly $3 million in bribe payments. It's impressive how every state governed by Democrats always has corruption. In New York, for example, Governor Kathy Hochul became the target of investigations for suspected money laundering through shell companies. I am Fernanda Perez-Riley. And did you know that there are 21 Democratic governors under investigation for billion-dollar embezzlement? In my state alone, Gavin Newsom reached the level of having stolen $400 billion. And now they are investigating the financing of Democratic politicians on suspicion that the money stolen in key states like California would be used in part to buy elections in other states, such as Minnesota, which is being targeted by the FBI on suspicion that Tim Walz's protege benefited from illicit money to buy support. So, gentlemen, you out there paying taxes and fees while Newsom distributes our money to keep these scoundrels in power. If you want to see them rotting in prison, follow me, because here I'll tell you everything.
Okay, that's the first one.
Kathy Hochul is using ghost employees to steal money in addition to laundering money through shell companies, which could convict Hochul and practically end her political career. The FBI in New York found evidence after uncovering suspicious transactions involving companies that were supposedly providing services but had already been flagged for contract fraud. The governor's office hired 18 employees using falsified employment contracts. I am Fernanda Perez-Riley, and Hochul said she cut government spending. And that's true because she took millions from various departments and made them disappear as if by magic, something very similar to what Gavin Newsom did. I'll repeat this here. They're making millions, or rather billions, disappear to buy elections and political support. Newsom only managed to get elected because of support from immigrants, and even homeless people voted for him. And to this day, they still have nowhere to live because the governor of California promised housing, but diverted $250 million that he said he would invest in building homes for these people. So only a fool believes in Democrats. They are the cancer of America. Where there are Democrats, there is corruption. And if you want to see this whole group in jail as much as I want to see Hochul and Newsom behind bars, follow me, because the political end of this group will finally happen.
Okay, I got one more with her, then we got some other short clips. Audrey, welcome. Yep, I'm all set. I'll be going on at 8 o'clock. I won't be televising it or airing it. Welcome, and just be respectful. Thank you.
Phone call authorized by the FBI, during which he spoke with one of his aides about raising taxes to cover the $1 billion deficit caused by his corruption in order to recover what he stole. Newsom mentioned that he used public funds to buy votes and bribe officials to stay in power in 2021, when an election was held that should have removed him from office. But suddenly, even votes from people who don't even exist were counted, according to an FBI investigation in California, in which Newsom tried to bribe the lead investigator overseeing the operation that wiretapped his phone lines. Newsom is reportedly worried about the FBI's next move, which could be the decisive one that takes him to federal court on very serious charges. And this, ladies and gentlemen, could be the definitive end of the most corrupt governor in the history of the United States. I'm Fernanda Perez-Riley, and there's absolutely no way Gavin Newsom can stop what's about to happen. It seems the FBI has everything it needs to pass new evidence on to the DOJ that could lead to more Democrats being arrested. And if you want to see all these people behind bars, don't forget to follow me, because
Hey, our lady from California does the intel out of there. She's got her puppy dog live with her this time.
With the cartels. And this all started when Mexico killed El Mencho, a known drug lord. And it's also been stated that America had something to do with it. So they really are pulling out any card they can to distract you right now. And so I started to think, what else could be the reason why this is happening? And lo and behold, the cities that are being attacked by the cartel are the same ones that are getting smart cities. Here's also another one called Zen City in Yucatan. They plan to have these cities done by 2040. And they said they don't want it just to be a smart town, but a smart city, the city of the future. This is the city of tequila that they're talking about. We also know that Jalisco is also a city the cartel are going after. It's advancing as a leader in smart city initiatives in Mexico. Also, the cartels are attacking Guadalajara. They are literally making one for Guadalajara as well. Everything they do is planned. There are absolutely no coincidences when it comes to events that unfold these days. Listen up. So Mexico is looking like a war zone right now with the cartels.
Okay, that was another short one with that lady on TikTok there. I believe this is Nick Shirley's mom, I think.
And declared today as Angel Family Day because 2 years ago today, Laken Riley lost her life. Laken Riley lost her life in the hands of an illegal immigrant, a man from Venezuela who Joe Biden allowed to come into our country. This man had been arrested several times here in America, but he was still roaming the streets. Laken Riley's mom spoke, and she said Laken was good. She was kind. She was a good sister, a good friend. She would have been a good nurse. And Laken Riley was killed just because she decided to go for a run in the morning. Another man spoke about his brother who was killed in the hands of an illegal immigrant and said he's sick of hearing Democrats cry about illegal immigrants being separated from their families. He said, what about my family? He also said it's not racist to want a secure country. It's not racist to have borders, and it's not racist to want to send illegal immigrants back to their country. Think about this. If Trump would have won the election in 2020, we would have no angel families because we would not have allowed all these people to come into our country to prey upon the innocent, to prey upon innocent girls who are just going out for a run. President Trump is honoring all of the victims of Joe Biden's open border by declaring today, February 22nd, as Angel Family Day. Let me know your thoughts on this one.
Okay, another good one from her. I got 3 more cemetery ones, you guys. The Hulkster and Walter Payton. And then after the 3, we'll get Nick Shirley's video out.
This is one.
Oh, Jason. Don't remember him. Okay, I got 2 more. The Hulkster. Okay, I got one more, you guys. Oh. Well, I guess that's all of them. Okay, this will be the last one till tonight, you guys. Gonna be good.
Leering hoodie on right now. We're here at State Union. Did you ever imagine that our days out walking around the streets of Minnesota would look like this?
I had the idea that we would open such a Pandora's box, not just around the United States, but the whole world, that everybody now is looking for fraud. And guess what? They're finding it.
What's been the craziest thing that's happened to you since revealing all the fraud?
I think the response that has come from people that a lot of the people.
Let's get Kennedy. Here, Kennedy. This guy's funny.
Kennedy.
Congressman Kennedy. All right, is the stream back?
Yeah, who he is? Yeah. So I was a groomsman in the wedding and walked.
All right, you guys. I think we're back.
The whole deal. And,
dang it! The stream cut out, but now we're back.
Okay.
The stream was dead. We cut out Rise. We got to Kennedy. All right. It says we're back for everybody. All right, guys. For those just joining, we might be deleting the stream later on if the quality's that bad. No, it's all right. Okay. But we're here inside of the Cannon building. We got Adam from PBD right here, and we got Tony, and we got David. The last interview cut out, David, unfortunately. But Adam, what are you doing here?
Well, I'm with the great Nick Shirley and the great David Hoke and the great Tony. I mean, this guy's got a Face 4 camera. Oh. Fix him up a little bit. Let's can't have our guy looking like that. Green Beret, thank you for your service, man.
What's around here?
Well, it's awesome.
Are you going to be in the State of the Union today?
I'm actually speaking at the State of the Union. Really? President Trump said he wasn't going to make it, so I'm doing it. Me and Nick Shirley.
I don't know if that's what the people want.
No, that's not what they want, dude. The people want more Nick Shirley, though.
Maybe.
Not even a maybe.
We got more videos coming.
You should. So what have you been up to? I saw you were in California.
We got another video coming out from California. Here at the State of the Union today. Tomorrow I go somewhere else, and then Friday I'll be somewhere else too. So.
Did you hire an editor yet?
Not yet. I need to hire one.
Shirley and I had a great time. I took you to your first Shabbat.
Yeah,
Shabbat dinner. I don't do this all that often. We started a small one. Then we went to that ridiculous house. What are your thoughts on that house we went to, by the way?
Very nice.
Ridiculous.
Never been to a Shabbat before. That was interesting.
What'd you think?
Food was good.
Yeah?
Food was good.
The people were
okay. Be a good one,
nice.
Guys.
Yeah.
Right?
You're like I don't have too many Jewish friends. You might be like my first Jewish friend. Living in Utah, I didn't grow up around any Jews.
Well, look at us now. Are we gonna film an interview too?
Yeah, we can do so.
Okay. Well, you want to flip it on this for a second?
Sure.
Come on.
Let's run it. Shabbat. What was Shabbat? Shabbat. What is it? Shabbat's just.
What does it mean?
Yeah. What does it mean
Shabbat
for a Jew?
is the Sabbath, right? So the fact that I'm speaking on behalf of Jewish people is ironically right now because I spend more time in a nightclub than on a Shabbat in Miami. We went.
We did.
We're going to live. We had a good time. This guy doesn't drink. He doesn't party. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't, interact with the ladies. He's class act.
Right interact with the ladies, just not at the club.
That's true. That's true. Remember, you had some personal situations we're dealing with, and listen, when you're a good-looking guy and you're a celebrity, the ladies, they're gonna slide in the DMs. But Shabbat is the Sabbath, So in the Torah and the historic Bibles, the Sabbath starts on Friday night and ends on Saturday night, and then obviously the Christians, our fellow Christians out there, they observe it on Sunday. But either way, it's a day to give thanks to God and gratitude. And if you're an Orthodox Jew, religious, you Charlie Kirk, he wrote the book Stop in the Name of God. You don't use any electronics, or you don't drive, you don't work, and you just spend that day.
We had a good time. I went to my first Shabbat. It was nice. Yeah. The food was good. People were nice.
Yeah,
had a good time.
That's pretty much what it is. We're trying to make Shabbat great again in this country, and that's what obviously Charlie Kirk was. So whether you're a Saturday person or a Sunday person, it's really about just a day of gratitude. And
still think I'm going to stick to my religion, but I respect it.
Here's one thing that you'll learn about Jews: we're not trying to recruit. That's not our thing. It's like good.
It was a good time.
Other people, like you're Mormon. You guys recruit a little bit. You guys go down there and You did a mission, I think,
Talk to
in
people. Yeah, teach them a little bit.
you were in South America, I want to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Where'd you go?
Chile.
To Chile.
Chile.
¿Hablas español bueno o no?
Sí, obvio que
Okay,
sí.
por supuesto,
Por supuesto.
somos gringos, pero hablamos bueno. Tony,
Sí, así es.
¿también?
They're saying
¿Hablas
they're
español?
saying you're trying to recruit me now.
Yo también.
They're saying you're recruiting me.
Here's one thing I know. Don't listen to the chat. They're going to say whatever because it's probably
No, I'm sticking.
people.
I'm-
Hey,
but
I
let's
want
talk.
you to
Let's
stick
talk.
to
Let's talk about State of the Union. Let's do the interview.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Where are we at? We got lots of people. that
Let's see
wanna
what's
talk to
going
us.
on in the chat right now. What's up, chat bot out there? We got 1.6. Repent Jew. That guy sounds like a nice guy. Jesus is Lord. Respect on that. Fun fact, Jesus was Jewish. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Okay.
The Jews killed him.
No, well, the Romans did it. But even though, hi, Adam. I wish I looked like Adam. There you go. Anyway.
W's in the chat. Tony, we got Bob the
Respect
Rob
to
Ross.
everybody following Nick Shirley. Keep up the good work. I can tell that you have values and high moral ground if you're following Nick Shirley. And if you're not following the PBD podcast and Valuetainment, please do so. Future looks bright, baby.
They say you better be nice to me.
Have I ever not been nice to you?
Me and Adam always have a good time when we hang out. That's right. All right, do we want to do the interview?
Let's do it.
All right. How's it going?
With the Orange County Business Council.
Okay, very nice.
He's
with
me. Representative
Nice to
Kim.
meet you, Representative
Are you
Kim.
ready to talk? Or?
Yeah, we're live right now.
Before you get started, hey, great job.
Oh,
Really
let's
big
go.
fan. Great job.
Thank
Seriously.
you. These are my favorite when people give these.
Oh my. Fantastic job.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you do.
These are dope. If you ever
What's
get a
your name?
Challenger coin, I got a whole collection of these now. These things are sweet.
My name's Adam Saza.
I'm gonna make my own.
Nice to meet
We think you do great work. Young Kim.
Yes, Kim's actually. We've inspired her to go after the fraudsters, right?
Yes.
Tell us more about what you're trying to do to take down the fraudsters.
I mean, obviously, we're all inspired by the work that you're doing, exposing all the fraud and waste in Minnesota. But tell me, I mean, Minnesota is like nothing that compares to California, and you are going after them too. California is becoming the fraud capital of America. And we have a governor and the Democrat-controlled members in Sacramento that just does not seem to focus on what is really needed or listen to the people in the state of California. We have Medicaid fraud, we have unemployment benefits fraud, we have the AI ghost students enrolling, we have SNAP benefits that has been stolen from the really needy families and individuals. I mean, again, this is just so many things out of many that needs to be addressed, but we're not doing it. And in the case of Medicaid fraud, I had to write a letter to the governor to answer to some of the questions as to how it happened and what are the steps that they're going to take a look to maybe reduce that. Instead of getting an answer, we're just getting a runaround. He hasn't even responded or acknowledged my letter. And then I'm so glad Dr. Oz sent a letter following up on around the same time that I did. So now, state of California is returning $1.6 billion back to the federal government.
Really?
So following up with President Trump's initiative, establishing the Anti-Fraud Task Force, my bill, which is No More Scams Act, is going to be more important than ever because it's going to strengthen the Anti-Fraud Task Force by establishing the Anti-Fraud Task Force at the national level. It will be addressing all of the fraud, not just in the state of California or in the state of Minnesota. It's going to be all across the country. So I'm
Very
really
good.
excited about
That needs to happen.
That needed to happen, and we are doing it. And I am working very closely with stakeholders who are affected by this, such as my dear friend over here, Jeff Paul. He's the president and CEO of Orange County Business Council, and he's helping me to move that legislation. And we're going to expose even more fraud that's out there. So again, the federal dollars, especially in Medicaid, are not prioritizing the illegal aliens that came across the southern border. So let's prioritize where the money needs to be for the entitled.
Can I tell you a little bit of a secret?
individuals.
So I went to California. I have a video coming out in the next. It's gonna take me a little bit to get it out, but we went to some of these locations where fraud's being committed. We went to this one location. I go there. I missed by like 10, 20 minutes the time where they were supposed to have adults at their adult daycare. So I talked to the lady. I said, I'm coming back tomorrow. I come back the next day. the whole business is flooded with old people, and they even had the state surveyors there. And if the state surveyors only go once every 2 years, and ironically, they were there the day after.
The day after you were there.
The day after I was there.
Probably shouldn't have told them who you were.
Well, the word got out that I was in California, and all of a sudden, the fraudsters were running there, and they're hopping their BMW competitions. They had Mercedes, BMWs, Cybertrucks, you name it. They were all in all of them. They had Mercedes Maybachs. Have you ever heard of Maybach? They were in those. Fraudsters were
tax returns.
Fraudsters. Their business was booming down there.
Yeah. Well, appreciate that you're focusing on our state. You know, it's the most populous state, and as Young said, we've got a lot of issues that we're concerned about in terms of how many of our government programs are administered. So, looking forward to seeing some of the outcomes from your work.
Awesome. Thank you guys so very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
you.
God
Keep
bless you
coming
guys.
back to California and expose our fraud.
Well, you guys got lots of it, so
Yes. Thank you.
yeah,
Got plenty to
it's
do.
very
Can I get
true.
a picture with you real quick?
Of course.
You might get in one too, Young?
Okay, let's get selfie.
Yeah, get in there. There we go. Awesome.
Amazing.
All right.
Amazing.
Well, let's get a photo
Oh,
together.
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, where are you? Okay. Perfect.
That's okay. Thank you. God bless you guys.
Hopefully better than legacy media.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of them around here. But
Hey, I'm a fellow special ops guy.
oh
A
really?
Navy SEAL, Green Beret.
That's what's up. That's what
Yeah,
Tony
so
is.
brand new congressman. You guys need to come to Virginia and find some Lyran centers there.
I hear Virginia's got a lot of
We got some
crazy
emperor
stuff
in
going
there.
on.
I mean, it's hypocrisy, right? The Affordable Care Act, unaffordable, raise your premiums 26% every year. And then, of course,
26% every year?
Yeah, it gave insurance companies a 2,000% pay raise. It was
Really?
Obamacare. It was terrible. And anyway, it made everybody's health care go up. And then you look at the Inflation Reduction Act, increased inflation. And then we got our new governor, Abigail Spanberger, ran on affordability. The first thing they did is propose 50-some new taxes. How's that affordable? So they say one thing and do another. But
Yeah, I hear Virginia's like spiraling down. Like some
Yeah, well,
weird stuff.
God's in control. But I represent Virginia.
Has it always been a blue state?
It's always been like a 50-50 kind of a state. But I think why are the Democrats so opposed to the Save America Act? You know, every American believes that you should have a photo ID, well, at least 83%. And they're like, it's racist.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see them go on the Senate floor and spend 15 hours saying it's racist for you to have a voter ID.
And what do you expect to happen tonight at the State of the Union?
Well, I'm a big President Trump fan. During my race, they told me that you better not put a Trump flag on your pickup truck. So I put 2 on there, and we had a big win. But I'm the first Republican in the whole United States he endorsed for re-election this year.
Okay.
So I'm a big Trump fan, and I think he's got a heart for the American people. I think he loves all of us. He doesn't care what your race, party, religion, or creed is. He wants a better future for all Americans. And every president, everyone running for president, every world leader talked about Ukraine, Russia, and all these conflicts.
Yeah.
He's the only one that said, I just want people to stop dying. And I think that says a lot about his heart. And so I'm a big Trump supporter. I think we're going to talk about bringing $20 trillion back into the country for young people like you, affordability. I have a bill that President Trump's been talking about called the American Dream Act. I spent 3 months talking to people under age 32. I said 2 questions. Do you own a home? All said no. Does anyone you graduated college with own a home? They all said no. Then I ran into a 72-year-old. He's got 55 rental properties between $200,000 and $500,000. I said, well, he complains about how much work it is. I said, why don't you sell them? He goes, I don't want to pay capital gains. So I picked up the phone. I talked to President Trump, and I said, it's hard to be a socialist if you own property. He said, you got that right, because socialism and communism take your property. So we talked about doing it. Well, I said 2 years. He said 5 years. So the bill says if you're age 65 or older and you sell your property to a first-time buyer, which is 98% of the time, someone under age 32, you have a 5-year moratorium on capital gains. And these young people around here are coming up to me saying, you know what you're doing? You're giving us a future. Thank you for thinking about us. Because which generation do you think in America owns the most property? Baby boomers.
Boomers.
And which one has the most wealth? What your generation is doing is you're becoming lifelong renters. We ran into a 24-year-old. She bought a house. Her parents said, look, you got to buy a house. She goes, that's my travel money. But she bought a house. Now she's 30 years old. She is financially ahead of everyone she graduated college with. So to give you guys a future and less likely to have socialism, we're going to loosen up the supply of affordable homes. So I think he's going to talk about affordability.
There's a lot of people renting. I think for me personally, it'd probably even make more sense for me to rent than to buy. And
well, that's a terrible thing to hear because, if you rent.
Because if you're renting, like for instance, my brother just bought a house and his mortgage is about $4,500 a month. But if you were to rent that same size house, it'd be about $2,500 a month.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. If you rent for 10 years and you leave, you have nothing. But if you buy, you build equity, you build your credit, and it opens up a lot of other doors. Birth rates are down in our country, marriage is down, and a lot of young people that I talk to on these college campuses go, yeah, I want to get married, buy a house, and get married in that order. They're like, well, I can't afford a house, I'm not going to get married. So I would like to create incentives for you to get married and have kids and have a future. And so the American Dream Act, I think, is a good one.
Amazing. Well, thank you for your time.
Thanks for all you
Appreciate
do.
you.
Can I get a picture with you?
Of course.
I might break the camera.
And what, your first and last name for the live chat? Introduce yourself.
Congressman John McGuire, Navy SEAL veteran and Virginia's 5th.
That's what's up.
Appreciate you, brother.
Let's get a photo.
Yeah, let's get a photo.
Awesome. Thank you for your service.
Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
You think you could come to Virginia by chance?
Maybe. If you give me some info on fraud, we'll be over there.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3, go.
Epic. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Are you going to be on the State of the Union or are you going to be on the floor?
Yeah, I'll be at the State of the Union.
How many years?
10 years. How about yourself?
24.
Guys, the chat looks. We had a big problem with the chat earlier before. I think we're doing good now.
How old are you?
I'm 58.
After this, we're gonna go. I don't know where exactly we're going, but I figured we should do this stream, show you guys a little behind the scenes action of what's going on. People liking the red tie. Yeah, we went and bought this last night. Didn't have a tie. Came straight from California. Didn't have anything. Let's go see David and Stauber. What's going on?
Good.
Nice to meet you too.
House Republican Conference.
Okay.
We're shooting a couple videos.
Yeah, great.
So if you would like to head over there, we would love to have you.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, we'll head over there, talk to some folks.
Yeah, if you guys want us to come to the museum, just let us know.
Yeah, let me know. There we go.
And then Miami.
In Miami. Miami. How's it going? Good to see you again. Yes, State of the Union tonight. God bless you. Look at David. Oh yeah. What are they doing? Oh, am I getting in on the interview? No, we're live. We can't pause. Oh, what? We got. How are you doing? Are you Congressman?
No, I'm just a guy on probation.
Just a guy on probation.
Yeah.
What's your first and last name? Introduce yourself. We're live right now.
Who are you?
My name is Nick Shirley, the CEO of the Leering Center.
How about Nick Shirley? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. You got a haircut or something.
Yeah, I did get a little bit of a trim before I got here.
I'm Mike Collins. I represent the 10th District of Georgia.
Amazing. Mike, what are you trying to do to make America a better, more affordable place? A lot of people are worried about affordability here.
They are, and
we're live right now. We got a live chat, so that's what
Nick, I don't know how old you are, but I'm 58, and I've got two sons that are 33. And one of the main reasons I came up here in the 118th Congress was to make sure that they have the opportunities that I had, because y'all don't have it now.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's you've been taxed, regulated, or permitting issues, you name it. And for decades, the left has just pushed the socialistic agenda on us to the point where y'all just don't have any opportunities out there. If I can take my experience, because I've been in the trucking business for over 30 years.
It's a good business to be a part of.
Second term in Congress. And if I can take that experience up here and make a difference so that you have those opportunities, and I'm doing my job. I'm a very much a MAGA America First representative.
What do you expect to hear from President Trump tonight?
Oh, I expect him to say that big, beautiful bill that we passed last year is working, because it is working. And that's what I tell folks all the time. I was in the private sector during the first Trump administration. I know firsthand what those policies did for me, my business, my family, community, and I wanted them back. So it was nice to be able to see that now, no tax on overtime, which was included in that, no tax on tips. Your child tax credit went up. S corporations aren't going to be taxed higher than what a C corporation are. That's huge. Because, 43% of the businesses out there are small businesses.
That's what I am. I think I'm an LLC S corp.
The LLC S corp's the same thing. So, you didn't see your
tax. I think I'm like a title as LLC, and also, I don't exactly know how to do it. My CPA does it, but LLC S corp when they file my taxes.
But and I've had a lot of success in my first term up here. I've had 2 pieces of legislation signed into law by 2 different presidents. Yeah, the second one was that Lake and Riley Act.
Oh, amazing.
That was my bill. Yeah.
Congrats on that. Look, what's the success? They just did a briefing the other day about that, right? The successes of that?
Signed into law on January 29th, and in 1 year, that one piece of legislation is responsible for taking over 17,500 illegal criminal thugs off our streets.
That's what's up.
success.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much for that.
Appreciate what you do too, man.
Thank you so much.
That was pretty good. Pretty good lick you hit up there.
Yeah, that was nice, right? We got the other. We got my. I call him
saw him over
my
there.
CFO.
Yeah.
David.
Yeah, well, that's good. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
Let
it.
us know if we can ever help you.
All right, will do. Thank you very much. And we got the hockey congressman right here, Pete Stauber. How are you doing? We're live right now.
Oh, we are?
Yes. You're the one who actually invited me to come here today. How are you feeling? This guy, he loves hockey, by the way. Look at that. You got the hockey. And today, the USA hockey team's going to be here.
Yeah, they flew out of Miami, I think just a couple hours ago next. So they're on the ground somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where, but they're going to be attending the State of the Union, and I hope to meet them and in person, congratulate them on a job well done. Both the men's and women's team, Olympic gold medalists. You can't get better than that. And we're very proud of them, and I'm happy that you're my guest at the State of the Union. You and David, what you did to expose the fraud in Minnesota, it was so important because that's real money being stolen from Minnesotans and the American people. You're now going over the country seeing it. So I just want to thank you for having the exposure. The mainstream media didn't do their job, and certainly the Walz administration has not done their job. So you two citizen journalists, and I will tell you that if Elon Musk, by buying X, he allowed that 150 million people to see your video, your 46-minute video on the fraud deck, and it was so impactful and so powerful. So everything had to be aligned, and with Elon purchasing X and not allowing it to be free and not censored, we were able to bring this forward and show the fraud. And just a tremendous job you and David.
Everybody okay so far?
The day and a half that you've been here, we've heard you tell the story. It's just amazing the hard work that you did. You want the truth and the facts, and that's what you're doing. So congratulations to you. And it's a pleasure, Nick, to have you here with me at the State of the Union tonight.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm going to re-ask you the question because we're going to make a full video out of this. I don't know if I'm going to catch you later, but this is Congressman Pete Stauber. He invited me and David out here. What made you invite me and David? And you don't need to answer that, but I just want to have that so I can put it in the video. Okay. Explanation, but it means a lot for me to be here as well. And I think what we did like a roundtable earlier today, and it was really cool because you had sheriffs, you had small business owners, you had people from 60, 70 years old, and you also had a 20-year-old at the table as well. So it kind of goes to show that you really can make a difference whether you're 20 years old or 70 years old here inside this country. Now with the power of social media, and especially with X, literally anybody can make a difference, and it can be seen and recognized by congressmen and by people in our government.
Yep, absolutely. Doesn't matter your age. You want to make a difference, you can make a difference, and you're a prime example of that.
Yeah, we're working. Hopefully, we're inspiring some other people as well.
You are. I know you are.
So it's been fun, but it means a lot to be here at the State of the Union, honestly. So it doesn't happen it happens once a year, and it's just a historic event that not too many people get the privilege to go to, because how many people get to go inside that room?
Each of us have one guest. I was able to get 2 tickets because a good Democrat friend of mine.
Yeah. So how big of a privilege is it to get invited to the State of the Union?
It's a huge privilege. I mean, we only get 1 ticket, right? In this case, this year I was able to get 2 because my good Democrat friend gave me his ticket. He said, Pete, if you have use for it, put it to good use. You and David, I chose you to because of the impact you made on our state.
So there's really about 500, 700 people inside when the speech is going?
About 535 guests, because there's 435 members of the House, 100 members of the Senate.
Wow.
So there's about 535 guests.
Wow, yeah, so there's maybe around about 1,000, maybe 1,500 people that'll be watching it live.
Yeah.
In there, so that's a big privilege. So I thank you so much.
Thank you very much for what you're doing. Keep up the good work.
I will. Thank you. Perfect. Let's keep going and see if there's anyone else who would like to talk to. Here, I'll take this. Yeah, we can go wherever you need us to go. Or just showing people behind the scenes.
I'm going to go vote. Oh, you're going to go vote? Okay. Yeah, they called the votes.
There we go. We got someone who just became a member. Tony, thank you for the donation. Thank you, Bob the Throb Ross. 1 second. I got to put the... Yeah, 1 second. All right, guys, I just put David has the hoodie on right now. People want to go ahead and get one. So we put it as the pinned comment here in the chat. If you want to get a hoodie, go and get one now. It's never too late to become a leader. And how good are the quality of these hoodies?
Best hoodie you'll ever own, I guarantee it.
It's nice. Like really nice. What's
The
up?
best.
Oh, we talked earlier today. How's it
You're
going?
not related to Craig Shirley, are you?
No.
The guy that's the Reagan biographer?
No.
That's like the only other Shirley that I ever.
Well, now you are.
Maybe down the line. I don't know where he's from. There's not too many Shirleys,
So
actually.
they said that you're also LDS, right?
Yeah, I am.
So my sheriff is here from Palmyra,
Oh, really?
which is the
Yeah,
founder
a lot of
Mormon Church,
history from
Palmyra,
Palmyra.
the Hill Cumorah, we're all in my district.
Oh, yeah, you got a
I
cool
got a
district of the state.
Just the ones I brought in. Like more, everybody wants to come in and go through around our district. It's right in the Palmyra's right in the
Yeah, historic spot for the LDS Church. Where do I get myself one of these? I like that. That thing's sick.
My pin?
Yeah.
Oh, you become
No,
a
don't ask me.
congressperson?
Don't ask me for. Don't give it to me. But where do you
It's a
get one like
member
that?
pin?
You have to become a member to get one of those. That thing's sick.
I love how Nick is
If
like.
you don't have me on
Yeah.
TV, I turn the camera off.
He said, he goes, where do I get one of those? And don't give it to me as if.
Some
She
people be
likes it.
awkward.
Sounds like the Quality Learning Center again.
I know.
Which is
They give a
that's
lot.
why I ordered the shirt. I
worry,
love
he'll have to deliver that.
Well,
when I saw
somebody
that,
came up and gave me a coin, and I was like, oh, not you gave me one too, but another person came up and gave me a coin.
you
as
vote
well.
yet?
No.
All right, we got to vote.
He was a march
But
like I'm wearing.
that is like, I love that thing so much. I put it online today.
Tell
last night.
people how good quality they are.
I love the Quality Learning shirt. I actually bought them online for all my friends, and I put
I
it
know
on
it's
Facebook
not
last night,
live.
and all my
It came
friends are
out
like, "Where is
an
that? I
hour
gotta have
ago.
that thing."
Everyone
So
loves
it
it.
all goes to. It says at the bottom, I think, Shirley
This came
Defense
out
Fund or
about-
something.
It's
like that.
ShirleyDefense.com.
Yeah.
It helps
Yeah.
fund everything we do here on the
Yeah,
channel
it's
when you purchase
amazing.
one.
No, I think it's amazing. I love it, and then I just think it's hilarious because it's just the fact that you. I mean, this has got to be Providence that you found this thing. It's just amazing.
I mean-
It's so. But as I said to you earlier today, you need to come to New York State because even the left-leaning Albany Times Union and other newspapers have said to New York, you have got major scam, fraud, abuse, waste going on.
Well, I hear there's even
But you know
billboards incentivizing people to open
There
their
are, but they
tickets.
won't do any. They won't do anything about it in Democrat-controlled New York because they're afraid of losing their federal matching funds.
Well, Governor Hochul actually, because when Mandami got approval for, I think it was a lot of billions, whether it be 2 or 4 billion, I said, wow, shouldn't we be a little bit weary about this now that we just saw what happened in Minnesota? Governor Hochul actually reacted to me, and she tried to pretty much say, like, due to how intelligent you are, you have no right to speak about this, essentially. But so I was like warning against fraud, and then she was out. Her office was trying to do like a Gavin Newsom thing where they try to make you look stupid and try to blame everything on
I
Trump
think
and
you need to
deflect on the
go- If
situation.
you want to, find a way to make Kathy Hochul look stupid, I think this is the thing. Just go look at her social media posts, especially on X. She's got we had I think 2 feet of snow, and she's got this wonderful video of her shoveling about an inch of snow. And she says, take it from me, I'm from Buffalo. She's shoveling 1 inch of snow. So maybe you could do sort of a comparison of the amount of snow she's shoveling and how much snow we actually got and how much fraud is taking place.
And they don't require voter ID, but to shovel snow, you need voter ID.
She also spread some kitty litter out and warned everyone, this is what you do, spread the kitty litter out behind the back. I'm saying the memes are incredible in New York, but I mean, we're hoping we take her out and we finally have someone with common sense in the state of New York.
That'd be good. I thought it was super funny that you don't need a voter ID there, but you do need 2 forms of ID to shovel snow in New York City.
That's a Mandami class. I mean, this is the leader of the Democratic Party is Zoran Mandami. He should be giving the response tonight to President Trump because the Democrats, I served in the state legislature, they were revering and talking about Carl.
Yeah, Kim, we're going to keep an eye on this one because the other day she was saying some bad statements too. I'm going to keep an eye on her. Well, I told the people, my chat, that this just came out an hour before I played it. So we knew it wasn't live.
Karl Marx, and I left in 2016. Since that time, they've created the so-called Democrat Socialists of America, who are really Marxists. They celebrate Karl Marx on the floor of the assembly in New York State. They talk about socialism. Remember what Wandami comes from this honestly when he said, the warmth of collectivism and that kind of nonsense.
I'll give her one more chance.
People have to wake up, and young people
yeah.
like you. I'm so glad you're doing what you're doing. But I lived in a communist country. I lived in the former Yugoslavia, and it was communist. Now, was it the Soviet Union? No, they tried to be non-aligned. It's sort of a unique. But if you disagreed with the government, you were shipped off to a camp in the Adriatic Sea.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I gotta go too, because I
Thank
gotta
you.
vote.
Go vote. Go vote.
Okay, would love to. Cool, we'll be in next week.
Okay, perfect. We'll do that. Adam, it's always a pleasure. Going over to the Capitol or something. I think I have to go with them because he's voting.
Hi, how's it going? I'm Andrew.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Andrew.
Thank you very much.
Congress, Commerce Director.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, if you ever want to come by our office.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Oh,
We'll be back.
I'd like
We'll
to
be
get some
back.
pictures.
Okay, great. We'll do it. Perfect. Thank you very much. Noted.
Nick, you want to do this?
We have to go vote with the. I have to go with the congressman, but we'll be back
Okay, got it.
because they're taking. They want to. We're doing a little behind the scenes tour. I think.
You want to get some?
Okay, I'll block her, you guys. Yeah, because she was being nasty the other day. Bye-bye. Okay, she's gone.
Gray media first.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get one before he takes off.
Epic. 3, 2. Awesome. Nice to meet you.
Hey, are you coming back?
Yeah, I'll be coming back. When we come back.
Oh, great.
We got to go with Congressman. Where'd they go? Let me see this.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go, chat. We were up to. We had some. Sorry, I know. We had some struggles with the live stream at the beginning. We missed Ken. One-liner, man. Congressman always has, but now we're back. Now
We got 40 minutes still, you guys.
I think we're going over to the Capitol. I think
40 minutes.
Congressman Stauber's got to go vote.
This is real good.
With the legend
I
David.
think.
See the process and come back.
Show you guys the process of everything. Don't worry, we'll keep. But look at this. I actually like being here in DC because you see how cool the architecture is of these buildings. I won't get you in it. I'll keep you out of the camera. No. So this is where all the congressmen, congresswoman's office are at. You guys, while we're walking here in the halls, maybe we'll bump into Ilhan.
We walk outside and then we'll go to the Capitol. And at the Capitol steps, we'll turn around and you guys can walk back because I got like 5 votes.
Oh wow, you got a lot of votes.
So this is what you're looking. See that?
Yeah, those are cool.
That's a pin, so I'll tell you about that.
Yeah, I love the pins and I love the coins. All right, we're walking out now. You pull up the chat.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Beautiful day.
So Nick, these are congressional pins. And
All right, gang. Onward.
We're back.
Yeah, she's great.
Can we take the stairs so we don't cut out if we go through the elevator?
Well, we're on this floor. This is our floor.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. What time is everyone going in to the place for the meet and greet?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock? So what do we have for the next hour or so?
Whatever you want.
Can we go back up to I was going to talk with Adam from PBD up there.
Yeah.
Can we go back up there? Go search for Ilhan. David wants to give Ilhan Omar a
What
hoodie.
he said? Omar.
All right, let's go to an elevator.
Is Ilhan Omar's office in here?
No, I think she's in.
Okay.
I think.
David wants to give her a hoodie. We have an extra hoodie for her.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
We don't know if she got the first one. How to get out of here? I think just right down there. There's an exit sign. All right, we're gonna go back up to the spot so we can go do some more interviews, show you guys more. We're in the Cannon Room building. Dude, guys, David's a savage. You don't want to question David. Wait, we got it. Can we take the stairs? If we go to the elevator, it'll crash the stream. All right, yes, we're back to the stream. I'm sorry. Well, you can take the elevator, man. You take the elevator. We'll walk. It's a beautiful day out. You guys, what questions you guys want me to start asking some of the people in here? Someone says, tell Trump to legalize cannabis at a federal level. Someone says, another friendly reminder, do not spam the chat. And if you like what you are watching, hit that like button. Amen. Someone says, please interview Congressman Mike Lawler from New York. Give me a good question to ask him, and I'll go find him. Where's Nancy Mace? Whew. We're out to break a sweat walking up all those stairs. All right, we're back. All right. Is this where we were at before? Perfect. I want to show them what this looks like. This is pretty cool in here. All right, guys, this is where all the media is at. All the mainstream media. Can I walk right here? Let's see if we find Ilhan anywhere. No. All right. Pretty cool. You guys just saw it there. All right, now let's go back inside of that room. How are you guys doing?
Can I get your contact?
You can get my email, yeah, or my. Who are you with?
Italian television.
Italian television.
The best television.
The best in television in Italian.
Very simple.
I speak Spanish. I don't speak Italian, but I'll put it
English
in
is
for you.
fine.
Yeah, and we're gonna go back inside, and then we'll talk to you in we're gonna be there. Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll send you an email.
All right. Thank you. Oh yeah, I think the Chinese news network wanted to talk to me. We'll give her. We'll talk to her for a sec. How are you? Good. We're gonna do an interview with the. What are you guys called again? The Chinese network? Sound of Hope. Oh, amazing. You're not allowed to broadcast in China? Uh-oh. Really? The Chinese communist regime doesn't let them have free speech in China. What a shocker. I've heard good and bad things about China. I think maybe I should go there and make a YouTube video. What do you guys think? Should we go to China for a YouTube video? And quick shout out to Tony Tran, 1641 for the donation, and Lisa B. Frampton. Will you be replying to super chats later? How can I become an admin where we can post selfies of us wearing your merch? Oh, where can we post selfies of us wearing your merch? Yes, everybody who's wearing the merch today, go and take a photo and comment underneath my latest post on X of me and David. I want to see everyone wearing the merch in the State of the Union today. Dang, it's a real bummer the stream keeps crashing because we were at like 6,000, and now we'll probably be at like 10,000 if the stream keeps shutting down.
About 30 minutes, you guys. 34 minutes. This is really good, I think.
All right, perfect. Tony, can you hold this so I can do this interview with her? Awesome, we're going.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Actually, yeah, you got so famous. Everybody knows you.
Yeah, a lot of people know me now.
So who invited you here today?
Today we're going to the State of the Union, so that should be really awesome.
Invited by the president?
Not by the president, by Congressman Pete Stauber.
Oh, okay. So which?
Congressman Pete Stauber
Okay, which state?
of Minnesota.
Okay, yeah. So How do you feel?
Super good, super excited. Not too many people get to go to the State of the Union. There's only around 1,000 people or so inside there watching it live, so it's a great honor to have the opportunity to go there. And I think it shows that America, the politicians are actually listening, and you can make a difference, whether you work for yourself or you work for another organization. People are watching, and people in America can make a difference in their own communities and in their country in general.
Your story is very special because you personally disclosed something that and changed the whole dynamic of this political landscape. And in China, people still have difficulty to get free information, or their voice couldn't be heard, and so on. So, do you have anything to say to our Chinese audience or this people?
To the people of China or Chinese people?
Chinese and the Chinese Americans.
Chinese Americans, okay, different message then.
And also people in China.
People in China that are listening, I don't really know what life's like in China, so I can't really tell you much. But people here in America, just this is the greatest country to live in, and just I hope everyone respects our values and respects what we believe in, because we became the greatest country in 250 years, and everyone wants to move here for a reason. So we're happy to have everyone who respects the United States of America and respects us for who we are and how we got to where we are today. So that'd be my message.
And today you use your right to do something very great.
Yeah, everyone here in the United States has equal opportunities. So it doesn't matter where you're from, where you were born, who your parents are. Each and every single day here in the United States, I think that's the most beautiful thing about being an American citizen, is every single day you get to determine your own destiny. So you have the opportunity to sit on a couch all day, or you have the opportunity to go out and make a difference.
So what do you think about what you did, as a personal citizen, U.S. citizen, and disclose these scams and so on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was super awesome for me, and it was a great opportunity to show people what was happening. I'm super grateful for David, because without David, none of this would have been possible as far as getting all the information about the fraud that was happening. So it was a great blessing, and I think it was just a need for people to be able to see the fraud be exposed in the way it was. So hopefully there's some more arrests coming soon.
Did you feel any pressure after disclosing this?
Yeah, lots of pressure. My life's changed a lot since it happened. So
how did you deal with these pressures?
I knew it was going to come, so I've just dealt with it as it comes, and you can't really plan for the unexpected, but you can plan for what you do think is going to come, and that's what I've been trying my best to do. So thank you so much for your time. God bless you. Thank you. All right, we're moving on in. How's it going? Yeah, of course.
Thanks,
awesome.
dude.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yeah. Hey, thank you very much. Big FT, thanks for doing the Lord's work. We appreciate you, and thank you, Randy. All right, guys, I might need some Coke. We'll go talk to him after he's done with that interview. I'm going to get some Coke. Let's see who's in here. I think a lot of them went over to go vote.
He kind of been waiting on us.
Adam?
You want to get some ice? Get some ice.
Get some ice? Less water. You gotta have the ice with no water. There you go. Thank you. I've lately been drinking a lot of Diet Coke. Probably not been the best. No, I like Diet Coke. Yeah, but I like it with the lemon. And it's really good when you drink Diet Coke with the lemon. I put like 3 of them in there. I love that. How's it going?
Sweetie, how are you? I don't know if you have availability at some point today.
Yeah, we can sit down and talk to you.
Okay, when you've got time.
Let's do it right now.
Okay, cool. Great. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Always good to see you. All right, guys, we're going to sit down and do an interview, I guess.
You don't need this one.
Well, just for the live stream to see it. All right, guys, we're kind of just giving you guys the behind the scenes of what's happening today. Don't really have too much planned for this live stream, except showing you guys the behind the scenes of what it's like before the State of the Union. And then tonight, I'll obviously go to the State of the Union. And then I may or may not release a full video, depending on what else we see later today. I think the U.S. hockey team is coming, so hopefully we get to hang out with them for a little bit, which will be epic. They just won the gold, so maybe that will be in the video that we post tomorrow. But we'll just do some interviews, take you behind the scenes. Tony, maybe just
State of the Union time?
yeah, I'll be there at the State of the Union time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it'll be great.
You ever been in before?
No, I have not.
I haven't either. Never been in the chamber, but
Yeah, I've never been here for the State of the Union or inside the chamber, so it should be sweet.
it's bananas here today.
Really?
Just all these constituents come in. I'd forgotten that members of Congress, we've done these congressional events before, but they bring guests in for the State of the Union, so it's extra busy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Ready? Okay, cool. Well, his work precedes him. He's got to be one of the biggest figures in digital media today. Nick Shirley, it is good to see you here on Capitol Hill.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Your first visit, kind of in an official capacity, I guess?
I would guess so. Yeah. Other times I've been unannounced and I've gone and done my own thing.
I have heard your name bandied about more in the last months than I do most anyone who's been considered a media pro in years. What do you make of your newfound fame, if that's what you want to call it? You probably don't call it that, but that's what it is.
Yeah, it's been different because before all this, people knew who I was as far as like my videos. I had 1 million subscribers on YouTube, but this one really hit all social media. It hit on X, it hit on YouTube, it hit on all platforms, and it really did go worldwide. I'm getting messages from people from Australia and the UK saying we have the same fraud happening inside of our country.
Why did you decide to engage on this front? And tell people, for people that don't know your work prior to becoming sort of the news household name that you've become, what were you known for primarily before?
Before this, I had done videos on immigration, had spoken to illegal migrants that came across the border in the U.S. I did a lot of stuff on the election, have traveled to over 15 countries in the past year and a half making videos about current events. I've gone to the prisons in El Salvador, had gone in the favelas of Brazil, had spent times in the streets of Kensington, Philadelphia, the streets of Skid Row, Zombieland and Cracolandia in Sao Paulo. I had done a lot before this. And so
why?
I'm super interested to see how the world works and to see like what's the pressure points of the world and what's making people do the things they're doing, because there's a lot of things happening, a lot of corruption, and a lot of people are dying from things like fentanyl crisis, or you're seeing a lot of issues arise in the West from illegal migration. And there's no other really YouTubers that were documenting it and then also kind of sharing their own opinions on a lot of things. A lot of YouTubers go and make these kind of videos, but they never actually not pick a side, but they don't ever try to come up with any sort of solution. They kind of just show it for what it is and never say, okay, well, maybe there are people inside the government right now who are trying to bring about some sort of solution, whether that be with fraud or whether that be with illegal immigration. I mean, I saw a lot of people get trafficked over from the United States border. So when Trump says he's going to close the border, I'm stoked about that. I'm going to support that. I'm not going to support the other side that's endorsing that.
Have you spoken to President Trump?
I gave a briefing to him at the White House for Antifa. That was cool.
Yes.
I did that and I got to shake his hand. That was pretty cool.
What's your impression? If I may ask, and I'm going somewhere with this question. You're 23?
Yeah.
I'm told, now I have a son who's 21 and another who's 20, just turned. I'm told that it is your group that helped elect Donald Trump in big numbers, but it is your group that is falling, Donald Trump is falling out of favor with your group right now. Are you hearing the same? And if so, why?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are upset with the Epstein files, and they're upset with like the affordability. And everyone has the right to be upset with the Epstein files. And I'm still trying to figure out my own opinion on that, because there is so much bad going on with the Epstein files. Yet Trump released the files. They're taking a long time to release. They took a long time to release them. He said he was going to release them. But then also Joe Biden and the Democrats could have released them for 4 years. They had complete power. They could have released them. And I think everyone who says that Trump was good friends with Epstein, I don't think that's the case. He was one of the first person to ever report Epstein and his Ghislaine to the FBI. And so I think you're seeing kind of a lot of media manipulation. And I'm thinking Trump's waiting, because a lot of the Democrats didn't even believe in the Epstein, in anything about Epstein beforehand. So I think Trump he could be playing us all as far as letting it play out, so that way all the evidence comes about and then comes down with the hammer.
It is pretty clear.
Because now they're arresting people in the UK, Norway, they arrested people as well. People are stepping down. So I think arrests will need to happen, and that will kind of restore the faith of people here in the United States once arrests do happen from Epstein. But if nothing does happen, everyone's going to lose faith.
I mean, no one can doubt that if Donald Trump were implicated in these files, someone would have released them before now. I mean, they've tried to murder the man, for heaven's sakes.
Exactly. And they just tried to murder him the other day at Mar-a-Lago.
Right. So it's hard to believe if there was something on in the man himself, they wouldn't have gotten to it by now. Right?
Exactly.
But why do you feel inclined at your age to involve yourself the way you have I assume on your own? I don't know if I may pry. This is the thing I talk about with digital media folks all the time. They do a lot of work, but I don't necessarily know who's funding them. There is money in it, right? There is big money in it. There can be. I'm not suggesting you, but you know what I'm saying? Like, people should consider who they're consuming and what may fund what they're consuming.
Exactly. So, like, for me, for instance, I started making videos more politically based after I had returned back from a 2-year mission for my church, and I had $0. So when I came home back from that trip, I worked for an entire month. I power washed houses, and my goal was to make $10,000 in cash. And so then I took that $10,000 in cash and used that to funnel my YouTube channel for the first 3 months until I could actually make a profit. Because you actually don't really make money on YouTube until you can start getting the millions of views.
You funded it?
Yeah.
But did you always with the goal in mind you were going to grow your YouTube views?
Yeah, I always knew I was going to be a YouTuber.
Wow. Always. That was always your goal.
Yeah. Since I was 15, I've made a video pretty much every week since I was 15 years old. Even when I went on my mission trip, I was still making videos, interviewing people about Jesus in Spanish. I'd upload those onto Facebook. But so I've always had this like inkling to make these YouTube videos. And now it's kind of turned into what it is today, and now I know why.
Is that what drives you, Jesus?
What Nick just said about that, I came a long way also. It was like when I first started, I started from the way bottom and struggled, and I did have sponsors for a while with Gracie and Nursery 2, Norma, and a few others, and but appreciate all the help they did for me and stuff. And that they donated, or I never asked, and so I got a copyright strike on my channel when I was trying to get monetized. Some people was saying, "Oh, now you're asking for money." No, I'm not asking for money. It's for people that wanted to donate. And I said, no, for 5 years, I've been doing this hard work because I like doing it. And as long as people come to my channel and just be respectful, that's all I'm asking. And ever since, I got over 1 million views and doing really good. Met a lot of nice people, good friends. And I look forward, I thought I was going to be a sportscaster, but since all this, I don't know how I got involved, but since 6 years ago, I'm just being like Nick Shirley, but he has more money than I do. So I'm just a small channel.
Well,
or is it something else now?
Well, I mean, I have faith in Jesus, and so I try to live my life in a way where I'd be please Jesus.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say like he's the driver to. All right, we're back. We are back, I think. All right, we're back. You guys, I'm getting upset. The stream keeps crashing on me. I think we're going to talk to Adam from PBD, and then we're going to head out and go down. I think we should be good for the rest of the day once we go down. You guys want me to just keep streaming for the rest of the day? It keeps going in and out. The numbers keep fluctuating, but we'll be good. Dang, I think YouTube must have upped their quality. The streams look good. The camera looks really good. Don't talk to Adam. He rambles too much. I'm going to go roast him. Of course, Adam's talking to some of his fellow Jews. How's it going?
Good.
Let's go. Let's go take a loop, everybody. Let's go take a loop.
There's a congressman right here you gotta take a picture with, and then you do the Adam interview, then you get out of here.
Okay, cool. Oh, I'm doing great. How are you? Wow, look at those. Look at that. That's lovely right there. How are you doing? It's a Dallas thing. Is that where you're from?
Ready to go see you. Where are you going to be?
Pete Stauber, Congressman Stauber.
I'm Beth Van Dyne.
Okay, nice to meet you.
I represent the 24th District of Texas.
Okay, amazing.
And this is Terry Lyons.
How's it going?
Terry Davis.
Nice to
He
meet
is
you.
a assistant field office director of the ICE facility in Dallas when they got shot up.
Oh,
in
whoa.
September. So he's my guest for the State of the Union tonight.
Wow. Well, thanks for being here and thanks for doing what you do.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You know, Nick. Thanks for doing
Oh, yeah.
phenomenal work.
Yeah.
Where did you go to Minnesota?
The
by
CEO
the way?
of the Leering Center. I got my CFO over there somewhere, David.
Why did you go to Minnesota? Why?
I heard the
Why?
fraud was so bad there because I went there a few months before, made a video about how Somalians were, like, the population was growing, how Islam was growing, and then people were like, "Oh, you're here to make a video about the fraud." I said, "Well, what fraud are you talking about?" And this lady called me for about 2 hours explaining about all the fraud that was taking place. And then from there, I had worked for months to get information. Then David came to me with all the information. And so therefore, then we went and made the video.
That's
It was
great.
awesome. What are you work? People want to know. What are you working on here?
Right, and I'm working on?
Yep.
I'm on Ways and Means. So we're working on hopefully a second reconciliation package. We're also working on.
What does that mean? Second.
So, well, we want to make sure that the bills that we get passed, that we're trying to put more money in people's pockets. We're working on tax bills to be able to do that. That one big beautiful bill we actually worked on for 2.5 years. We're working on some trade deals, hopefully, and we're working on healthcare. Hopefully, we're going to have a bill
There's
that
a
comes
lot of
out.
healthcare fraud.
There's a lot of healthcare.
Got to crack down on that.
Dude,
Will you promise me a crackdown on it?
support. You need to support my bill.
I support anything
So
that cracks down on
the
fraud.
Gorak Act actually looks at third-party audits of all of our departments.
Okay.
If you have third-party audits, we're not relying on ourselves
Yeah,
to
that'd
be
be
able
good.
to do it. So it's the Gorak Act. Would love to have yours, talk
Okay.
about it. It's a really important bill, and third-party audits of all of our departments.
Okay, great. Well, I think I'm going to go talk to Adam real quick. It's a pleasure
Awesome
to meet
to see
you.
you.
God bless you and continue to do great work.
Hey, they want me to say hi real quick. I'm Randy Fine.
How you doing,
Nice to
Randy?
meet you. How
Nice
are
to meet you. Oh, I think I've seen you on. Are you from Florida?
Yes, I am.
And you're you're the one who said the thing about the dogs, right?
There it is. Right
There it
there.
is.
Yeah, so there she is. Sure. Thanks for all the work you've done, by the way.
Of course.
You're doing real work. It just turns out that you don't have to be elected to move the needle.
We the people.
We the people.
Anything I can do to help you, let me make sure you got my number.
Okay, yeah. Do you have a
I got
card?
Yeah, it's all bent, but that's my cell phone.
Perfect.
So text me your info, and if I can do anything to help you, let me know. But
Awesome.
you're doing the Lord's work.
What do you expect to hear tonight?
Well, I hope the president does 3 things. Hey, Dad, watch out here. Come on. I'm sorry, my dad's.
I love how you're walking it. Did you hear about in the UK how a person went to prison the other day because she crosswalked and then they complained that the dogs were getting too close to the Muslims?
They have been trying to ban dogs in parts of the UK. It's a real thing. And, look, different religions can believe different things, but in America, we've had dogs for 250 years, and we're not going to stop now. But you ask about tonight, I hope the president does 3 things. Talks about how bad it was, talks about how much better it is, and talks about the threats that we still have. I mean, you've talked about the Somalian fraud in a big way in Minnesota. As you're proving, that's just scraping the bottom of the barrel. It's going to turn out a huge percentage of what we spend on welfare across the country is a fraud, and it's going to bankrupt our country if we don't do anything about it. And for Democrats, the fraud is not a bug. It is a feature. It is their goal. So I appreciate what you're doing.
Well, thank you very much.
You got
God
my
bless
number. If I can do anything to help you, let me know.
Oh, likewise. Thank you very much, sir. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Sorry, buddy.
I'll get-
Perfect.
Awesome.
Here's my phone.
Thank you very much. Beth
I'm
Van.
also the
How do you say your last name?
Van Dyne.
Van Dyne.
I'm also the caucus chair for the creators.
Okay, great.
The creators caucus. So we're looking at people who are doing exactly what you're doing and trying to.
You gotta go
protect
find
from-
them.
Well, we're trying to protect them from really bad legislation.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
What?
That's important. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Hey, Nick, Buddy Carter, Georgia.
Nice to meet you.
Card. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. Thanks for the work you're doing. Keep it up,
Awesome.
man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We got to go. Awesome. All right, let's head out. How's it going? Good to see you again.
Do you ever smile?
Do I ever smile?
Yeah.
Do I always look like I'm just like.
You're always just so serious. You gotta
I'm
chill
so
sometimes.
okay. I gotta
man.
chill.
I'm here. He's here. We got
We
your
gotta
back.
have a good time. We gotta smile a little more. Have a good one.
We got about 12 minutes, you guys. 12 minutes. I'll be back at
All
8
right. Yes.
o'clock
Finally,
for
the stream's back.
the
Keeps
state
bouncing in and out.
reunion.
David, are people loving the hoodie?
Loving it.
Yeah, people love the hoodie. Well,
Everybody said they're going to order one.
oh, good, good.
And Representative Meeks came up from Iowa and told me that she's introduced a bill in Iowa, and it's called the Walls Act. And
Really?
it's a bill that automatically triggers an audit of any spending increases that go up over a 3-month period.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
It's crazy to think that a lot of stuff wasn't happening before.
They fully credited us for doing this, and they said, we started a movement across the entire nation with the videos that we made, and they said the people of America just show us a great deal of gratitude. And I said, well, we're just happy to get the word out there, and so people can start to look for fraud, and I just want it to stop. Just get it to stop.
Amen. David, you're a good man.
Have a moment.
David has this. David's also pretty funny. Yeah, because like a lot of the things, for instance, the fact that people could receive money from the government and then they could go and wire that through a money wiring, like what's it called? Western Union. The fact that that's allowed for somebody to take in, to take tax dollars.
To Saudi Arabia or Kenya, which is not part of the international banking community, so nobody knows what happens to that money, but they never go direct back to Somalia because they don't want that direct link.
Yeah, no one wants. Nobody wants their fraud to get exposed, or they don't. They create these networks where they can literally transfer the money and make it untrackable.
Right.
And they don't like us because we shed a light on it.
That's right. And the genie's out of the bottle, and it's never going back now.
Nope.
For America, that everyone has been awake to the fraud, and everybody's looking for it now.
Amen. How's it going?
There's a congressman, you got to meet, senator got to meet in the office.
Okay, cool.
You guys got to meet, which is actually not more relaxing for you.
All right, sweet. We're gonna go in one of the offices and chill for a bit. I think they're gonna do like a meet and greet. No, I'm good. David and Nick, the DN. All right, we're going in, everybody, into this office. Go hang out for a little bit. Hey, let's go. Someone's been a member for 8 months. Thank you very much. And someone's been a member for over a month now. All right, we're going into the office. Can I live stream in here or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go in here and chit chat for a little bit, I guess. All right, we're in one of these offices now. Okay, yeah. All right, we're chilling. Let's read some of the chats in here.
So I'm going to take the hoodie off. So I'm going from Superman back to Clark Kent.
He's going from Superman to Clark Kent. Oh, someone said Skittles. Want some Skittles? Honestly, I would like to go to the back. Get the Wi-Fi back. Wi-Fi's causing us some problems.
The Chinese probably hacking it instead of the union.
I think we're okay. We're good. We're good. We're back now. Sorry, I think when we like switch rooms, the service goes from one place. The Wi-Fi routers bounce around. Wait, we missed Tony's amazing life advice. All right, Tony, Tony. A little background on Tony. He's my bodyguard. but he's also a freaking legend. Green Beret, has served in lots of places, fought the narcos. I don't know how much information I can give out about you, but Tony is a legend. Taught me how to shoot a gun, actually, too. That was pretty fun. Give the people some life advice.
You know, the biggest thing is that knowing that and understanding and how to have a relationship with God is really what grounds people like Nick, like Dave. You know, just in general, I think it's just so much taken for granted that you're not able to understand what common sense is until you're able to ground yourself in who you are. First of all, as an American, and that creates a whole, you know, a whole world of seeing things with a clear lens and see what people truly for who they are. And I think that helps. And it's well received here right now just because you get ready to go into the State of the Union, but you see where everybody's coming together from different walks of life, like you were saying, and different ages, but it's really the same core. It's for, we the people. It's for in God we trust.
Okay, we're almost
And that's
over,
really
you
what it
guys.
boils down to, and just how much evil we've been
10
seeing
minutes left.
and been witness to, that it's not to understand it and it's not to take it for granted, but if anything, it's really to eradicate it.
Eradicate evil, right?
That's right.
Because you've been all across the world. You've been in combat. You've gone to war. How evil can the world get? You've seen evil at levels most people haven't seen it.
The thing about even in war, but evil, you can't take it personal. Um, and that's where your faith comes in, and that's where my faith comes in. That in many ways I can be and embrace so much and take it personal, or I can just give it to God. When I give it to God, I'm able to deal with evil. If I try to handle it myself and it's not of me, or I try to make it of me, then I'm not able to reason and have common sense approach to deal with the evilness. And it's been happening in Minnesota, California, New York. I mean, it's either in God we trust and we the people, or there's nothing. That's really what it boils down to.
Yeah, because I guess in simplest terms, I guess we could say what we believe in is we believe in God and we believe in the people. If you can't believe in God and you can't believe in the people, who do you fall back on?
That's right. Everybody comes here for the American dream. What is that based out of? And faith, Christianity, really what it boils down to. And no one else can tell you that. No Bible, no other scholar can describe that but God. And when you learn to understand those things, then nobody can persuade you, manipulate you, or coerce you to do evil.
Very true. Wise words you're saying, Tony.
Well, God's been, I've experienced God in a very personal way, and I know you have, and I know we all are, and Dave too. And it's really having that relationship with somebody that you can honestly trust and feel that love that no one else can feel it. Otherwise, you have a void life and no purpose, and a lot of lack of life and emptiness. You're gonna just be seeking for what? For your own self satisfaction, and then destroy yourself, and then destroy people that should not be part of that. And that's what we gotta, it's a reckoning with evil.
Yeah.
Right now.
So I don't want to put fear into people, but it is a very evil world we do live in. I mean, you do have people who literally, for instance, for me, for exposing fraud and for David exposing the fraud, people literally want to come after you and want to kill you. I mean, I've had people at gas stations come up to me. I had a very interesting experience in California. So I'm at this gas station and I see this guy, he comes driving by. He's like, no way. He gets out of his car and he yells, F you. At that same time, somebody comes up to me, shakes my hand and whispers, he says, you have no idea how many people are praying for you. And so at that moment in time, I was able to see the pure evil and then also God. And you could see how the devil, he's a lot louder and he's a lot more flamboyant. Meanwhile, the way God works is a lot more smooth, humble, and quiet. God's not gonna be yelling, come here, come here, come here. He's gonna be saying, come.
It's weathering the storm. Right now, that storm is here. It's just, what are we gonna do about it? Who are we? Are we Americans or we're not? And that's just it. Learn to be an American. What does that mean? Have independence. Live your life how you want it to the fullest, because nobody's gonna give it to you, and we're for sure not gonna give it out for free. And it's time. It's time for us to just see that, the perspective of the, your perspective, that at your age, you're able to do so much with Dave. And, the age differences are there, but the common sense and the wisdom is not. It stays there. And that's what really I'm able to see in everyone that I've met here just in the last couple of days. And even when we came here last time, it's just the common sense approach. And then we're not stupid.
Yeah, because I think like when you look at political world right now, especially in the United States, there's some people who are fighting for things that have absolutely no common sense. No common sense. And so like I feel like whenever I go to anything where it is like a political event and there are conservatives or Republicans, everything they say has a whole lot more common sense, a whole lot more Christianity, a whole lot more belief in God in it than anything I see on the internet from the other side.
And what you're expressing in Davis,
I experience it firsthand. Like I get to see it in the streets, at the protests, and then I also have been blessed with the opportunity to come to places like this, and you get to talk to politicians, and you're able to see like, wow, a lot of these people are just God-fearing human beings who want the best for their country and are trying to do the best. And so it's very interesting to see those two
and that is
different
true
point
love.
of views.
True love when you have nothing to gain, but just be able to encourage somebody that they matter. And we can't let that just go, without doing anything. We have to do something, and now is the time to do it. Because in God we trust, in Jesus Christ, have that relationship. I can't make you, we can't make you, nobody can make you. But you be able to stand up if you have a little bit of faith in who God is in your life.
Amen. I'm gonna let David, do you care taking over the stream for just a sec while I go to the bathroom? You and Tony can talk, and you can talk about your experiences. All right,
Sure.
Talk. You can check out the live chat right there. You have about 3,500 people watching you guys. I'm gonna run to the bathroom really quick because I think I'm gonna run to the bathroom before I go.
Well, I don't know that I can adequately fill in for Nick, but I don't know that anybody can.
No.
It's been just a phenomenal experience here at the Capitol. We literally are treated by royalty, and the recognition and the thanks that we've gotten from folks from around the country is just, it's overwhelming. It's very, very much an emotional experience. And they're crediting us with opening the Pandora's box of fraud, so that now everyone around the country is looking for fraud in their states. And I don't think the genie's ever going back in the bottle. I think once we got them out and now everybody sees what the fraud looks like, they know what to look for. And so my advice is, this fraud, at least in Minnesota, was so massive and so overwhelming that it was like trying to wrestle a greased hippo. And you can't get your arms around it, and then it wiggles free. And so I just said, well, look, I'm going to focus on one area, because if I can sink my teeth into one area of the fraud and fully expose it, then it's going to radiate out and it's going to reflect back on the other forms of fraud. And so we started with the child care, and we exposed all these child care facilities with no kids ever. I've been watching these places for over 7 years. I've never seen a single child there. We talked about no footprints in the snow. And then the second video, we went to the transportation companies, because my contention has been that this fraud is like a wheel, and the transportation companies, the small transportation companies, are the hub of the wheel. Child care is a spoke, the autism centers are a spoke, the adult daycare is a spoke, the interpreter services is a spoke, and all these things revolve around transportation. And I haven't been able to get from the state of Minnesota, I'm still working on it, the numbers for transportation, but I think that those numbers are going to come in well over $1 billion a year to these companies, about 800 companies, and they don't transport anybody. I've never seen them transport a single person. I've seen thousands of them driving around the Twin Cities, and I've heard from a lot of.
Let's see. It's just one sec.
Okay, that was the end of it, you guys. So I thought that was a lot of important learning experience from what Nick went through. He's doing a lot of hard work, risking his life. At least he has a bodyguard to protect him there when he's outside and all that. So everybody have a good dinner and then be ready for the speech tonight. See what happens. So that was a really big, important video. I'm glad I played it. Credit to Nick Shirley and all his crew. So thanks to mods. Kevin, Carol, Lucy, and Fine Eagle, and KK must have been listening. So, good show again. So, God bless everybody. Love all. Please hit like. And I guess nobody wants us up to the backup channels. The numbers are not going up. We don't have everybody over the backup channels. But, so stay safe, strong, get the faith. Never give up. Signing off for Chico for another day intel and ready for tonight. Speech. Hopefully something will happen. All right. Take it easy, guys. We'll see you soon.